he just decides when it's just time to drop everything and it's it's so funny how demanding he is. Like I'm standing here, he's already taken the chair away. He's sitting on the chair, and so I've scooted it next to me and let him have the chair, and then I'm doing whatever. He starts meowing at me with his eyes closed because I'm not petting him, and just like giving me this thing like, hey, come here. Where are you going? And for those just tuning in, of course, I'm talking about my next guest, not the cat. The guest on the show today, just loves to be petted, um, probably because he's French. I'm not seeing. Is it live? I'm not. It is. Well, then, okay. Why isn't it showing up here? I have to refresh or something. Maybe I'll refresh. Okay, there it is. Oh, there it is, Fitzy. Look you. Hey, you on the TV, Fitz? Hey, Fitz Toulouse. Look at you. Hey, look, you on the TV. That's the same cat as you here now, IRL. All right. Uh, huh. Okay, you're right. But then why? Oh, duh. We figured that out a long time ago. Why did I even try it? Nothing, none of the audio from my desktop can be heard. Wait, am I still heard? Are we good? Cool. Okay, because I don't remember what. We can clip it, but something funny happened with Fitz, and I don't want to try to recreate an improv moment. All right, it was live. We're live. This is not Memorex. This is a real curtain behind me. Welcome to the podcast slash vodcast slash YouTube show slash Twitch live performance slash segmented Instagram post slash TikTok 8-second whatever's slash Rizzle. Have you heard of it? It's actually, there is something called Rizzle slash Twitter slash Minecraft talk show about magic and the behind the scenes of magic called Two Magicians Walk Into a Bar and One Cat. Oh, this is what you call this is at home theater. Um I got dressed up because I don't know, we didn't talk, Boris and I didn't have our talk about what we're wearing, and normally see we would if we were performing on stage together. We totally would. I'm sure we did when we were in Quebec. Fitz, what are you doing? Uh but I'm kind of like, and I'm guilty. I've been just as lazy, but just because we know you're at home doesn't mean we have to know you're at home. You know what I mean? Like that's why I was like, why he's Boris is coming all the way from Europe to be on my show. I can at least make the effort, wear a tie. No, I don't have shoes on, but you don't know that. But there's really nothing I can do about the fact that I don't bring the cat to work. So obviously, no, I'm not at the office. This isn't an office studio. It's not a real curtain because the cat is real. If it was a virtual cat, this would be a really amazing setup. Okay, so no, not yet. So does he have the link? Hopefully he knows that this is all fine because it's all about recording him. So the timing of it doesn't really matter. Oh, and plus we're 10 minutes early. So like we haven't even officially started. Is anyone even here? I wasn't even here. My other Hopefully he knows. Okay, that, see now I'm here. Okay, so let's turn on the volume. Wait, Fitz, if we go back, now he's watching. Look, check it out. You on the TV. See? But zero, nobody's watching you, but I see you. Isn't that cool? Isn't that amazing? Let's put this here. Yeah, he's totally watching himself on the iPad right now. Uh, dang, I see. I need another camera. There's too many angles. Like I want a close up cam, and I need a kitty cam. I need a cam that I can just put on him. Um, I could film him with my phone. Where should I go straight? Where should I go with a live video from the side angle in front of a green screen of just the cat? What's that appropriate for? TikTok? I can't do live streams yet. All right. Well, Freak VR is in the house, so Cousin Freak is here to watch. So that's at least. You know what? Maybe that would be a good idea for Facebook. Don't show him the real video. Show him the side view of what the cat thinks of what I'm really doing. You know. I mean, he's mesmerized by that. Is that because you see another cat? Is that you only see the top of the head? You're covered by my nameplate. We need oh, how do we add one for Fitz? You have to be he has to have his own camera. So wait a minute. I could go StreamYard. We could have a Fitz cam on the where is it now? Oh boy. Wait, have we seen my phone since I texted you? Oh, and we still can't hear you on stream, right? And there's actually something wrong. There's a major freeze in the stream. Oh, there we go. Okay. Did you hear that? Oh, never mind. No, the desktop. That's the good thing about the audio not coming through. Oh, something's wrong. Oh, Fitz, are you sitting on the keyboard? Is that what are you doing something? Yeah, that's what it was. Fitzy. Nope, something's up. I can't. All right, I'm gonna have to reopen that. I can't. I couldn't click on the window at all. I couldn't do anything. Look, you see the kitty right there? There's a kitty. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna have a Fitz kitty cam. Let's try it. Plus, that's a good thing about doing these is that we can just try some stuff out to see what's going to work, what's not going to work. Of course, when Boris gets here, he's going to want the attention on him. He's not going to want everybody looking at the kitty cat. He's going to be like, hello.
Bonjour, le chat.
French accent. Bonjour, I am French. Look at me, not the kitten. Oh, hey, Boris, what's up? Hey, I was just doing my French accent. It's not my best French accent.
I can see that.
Yes. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Right now, it's me, you, my assistant, Norma, who you've met in the digital world, and then this is Fitz Toulouse. So he has a French last name, Toulouse, spelled properly.
Toulouse, okay.
Yes.
Bonjour, Toulouse.
And I was actually just about to, we'll get that in a second. You tell me when, I need to take a break, and I'm going to grab my phone and see if I can put a kitty cam together. That's what I was working on before you arrived. But first question is, how long do I have you? How long, when do I encroach upon, Boris Wild bedtime?
I don't know. I have no idea. It's up to you. I'm just trying to my camera, maybe.
Yeah, make sure adjust the camera so I can see your cat. Where's your kitten? Do you have a kitten?
No, no. Yeah, my daughter is allergic to cat's hair. So that's not gonna work out well.
That wouldn't work. Okay, well then I was looking forward to meeting her one day, but I'm a cat guy, so we may not get along. And obviously she can't come visit because I think I've developed allergies just being because it's kind of new that I have these cats that were rescued during the pandemic. But you obviously have doves and rabbits because you're a magician. So what is the name of your rabbit? Okay, that brings me to my fifth question. I'm going to come back to the others, but
we're not live yet, right? Okay, this is not recording now.
Yeah, no, I'm recording. Yeah, I'm recording it, and then you can say anything you want because I can edit it together for the actual presentation, which will be on the Facebook page of the IBM.
Okay. So I thought it was just rehearsals here.
So I can wait, what's that?
I thought it was just rehearsals here. We're just saying hi.
we're saying hi, but basically I have a new channel that nobody really knows about.
Okay.
So we're live, but right now the 3 viewers would include the cat. So
okay, good. So we have not started yet. Good, because I can say anything stupid. It's okay.
Well, but that's my point is through the power of editing, you can say anything stupid and then I can just splice what I want for the show we're going to do for the magicians.
Of course.
But never trust the magicians. So if you say something really stupid and I think it's funny, that might go in the final cut. So, there is that option. So just, warning you, but I want you to feel like you can speak freely and you
Sure,
can talk to me about anything you want.
sure. It's
And don't even worry about, pretend there's no audience here, because there isn't. So just pretend.
no, it's fine. You may need to do some editing, but nothing for anything stupid. I say I hope, but it's more for my voice. If it would have been yesterday, I would have cancelled because I got an angina. Like my throat has been killing me for days now, and I
Oh,
thought
well, I
about
appreciate it.
canceling
That's
tonight, but
horrible.
I didn't want to cancel because it's you and you're my friend, and I'm feeling better, so it's okay. But
Well, I know
still,
how it is. Like, there's certain things that I don't feel bad about being a baby about. In the throat, when your throat's hurting, like, and you have a gig that night, as much as we love what we do, it's like the worst thing ever, because it's
ah,
like being forced. It's like, you broke your leg. Well, you have a race tonight, so get after it. It's like, the one thing we need is killing you. And
that's pretty much
so
it.
I was gonna have you, come back at some point anyway. So like, whenever, if we need to say that's enough for tonight, you need to rest your throat, we can always, keep it going another time. Because I do have 100 questions. I have a list of 100 questions.
Okay,
So
sure.
we may not get through. Wow, that was easy. Boris, you're awesome. Like, I'm just
Well,
kidding.
I
There's
haven't
like
had
10 and
dinner
we never
yet.
get to them.
That's the only thing. I haven't had dinner yet. So, and it's not like Spain. We don't have like, dinner at midnight or 1 a.m. But still,
Well, see,
that's fine.
here in America, the great thing is, this is the best misdirection here. Don't
I
look
did
at
see
this to
that.
lose. Here in
Oh, look, a
America,
cat. What?
you can actually eat on a live stream. So we're streaming live on my brand new Twitch channel, and some people actually tune in to see people eat. Yeah, you could eat cards, especially if we eat unusual things. So, no, believe it or not, though, Twitch is one of those platforms where you name it, somebody's doing it live
Oh,
right
yeah.
now. Someone's streaming it, and other people are watching. What's crazy, the crazy part isn't that they're streaming, the fact that they're sleeping or whatever, but the fact that other people, multiple people, are watching this happen or not happen. Yeah. Oh, and since we haven't officially started, which now I forget what my fifth question was, because I don't think we got to it. I asked you about pets, but that wasn't the fifth question. Oh, the fifth question was going to be, if you have a rabbit, what would you name it? But we can come back to it. So, or do you know already? Like,
Yeah, I used to have one. Unfortunately, he's not with us anymore, but I used to have one.
that tends to
Like,
happen with
so
rabbits.
of course, it had a name. So I'll be more than happy to tell you when we are live.
Oh, okay. So when we get to the fifth question,
I don't know. Anytime it officially starts.
somebody remind me that that's question number 5. But to go back before we start, I have a story I want to tell.
Yes.
But I have to check with you, because I don't like making anything public that has to do with relationships at all, because not
Okay.
knowing someone's status, simply because you don't want to upset anybody. And this isn't a story. It's a story about nothing, because nothing happened. That's kind of the point of the
Okay.
story, is that nothing happened. But so what is your relationship status? Or, are you single? Are you exploring? Are you learning about pronouns?
No, I'm engaged now.
Okay, see, that's an interesting factor that I should probably know going into the story. No, about when you and I were in Quebec, and I was talking about, like, magic. We were talking about, like, magic is the easiest way, or should be the easiest way to, like, talk to a girl.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Okay,
yes. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's
because
true.
it was basically two magicians walk into a bar. So if you're engaged, I wouldn't want, in this situation, for like your fiance to say, wait, something happened 10 years ago that involved someone of the opposite sex where you had a conversation or tried to, we're done. Like, I don't want to create that type of, environment, because this is supposed to be a positive. So yeah. So is
If
it
it,
okay to tell that story since nothing
if
happened?
it was more than 8 years ago, it was with my ex-wife, so it's okay because
Actually, when
who
was it?
cares?
When were we in Quebec at the Quebec Magic Festival?
Quebec Magic Festival was, let me check.
That was question number 12, but we can do it now.
That was 2017. And it was in May. So it was the year I met my fiance, but it was
Okay.
before I met her. I didn't know her at that time, and I was already divorced. So we're good.
Nice. Okay, good. Because even though it'd be a better story
What was the
if like
question?
Eric
What
Leclaire would have
happened?
been there that night. Yeah,
What?
nothing happened. It would have been a
No,
better
but I
story
mean,
if.
what was the full thing? I want to make sure that we don't cross the
Oh,
line if my fiance hears that.
oh no, that it's two magicians walk into a bar,
Yeah.
which is
Okay.
basically the name of what I'm calling this segment. Okay, because I can explain it later, but it's meant to be a live show, but
Okay.
now
Yeah,
is
sure. Okay. Fair. Fine. Fine. Fine.
um where I want to bring you to New Orleans and take you to a bar.
Yeah.
And so hopefully you have something to drink because it's later for you there, right? You're because of the whole construct of time. Oh, water, excellent. Oh, right, because you don't drink.
No, it's Korean. Whatever. It's a Korean water. It's not Korean
But
water inside, but it's a
do you not drink? Because I'm just remembering at that bar there was a drink called the French Kiss, and we were laughing about that. But I don't think you tried it. At least you're
no,
not
no.
there. Okay. So,
Champagne, maybe.
so I don't have to go across the street to grab you anything in particular, because that was going to be one of my questions: is what do you want to drink, and then we can cheers if I have it, if I have it available.
I
So,
can
but
do
no,
it
that's
now.
fine. I'm going to get some water, and if you're, taking care of your throat, then the best thing
Yeah,
for you right now is tequila, obviously. So,
yeah,
if
but I
you,
have the antibiotics to take, and
oh wow, okay.
alcohol is not recommended apparently.
Did you read the fine? I wear glasses now, so look at the fine print because there's certain medications that actually are better. They suggest taking with alcohol. Um, I think
We don't
that's
have. Apparently, the doctor we have in France are very different from the ones that you have in New Orleans.
they are very different. And come to think of it, he didn't show me an ID. But
I don't know. Oh, I
he
saw the
didn't
guy.
have
I
a
saw
diploma
the
on the
Princess and
wall.
the Frog. So I saw. I know what kind of guy you have there. So
Okay,
I saw the I saw the
because you saw Princess and the Frog.
Disney movie. I see the kind of doctor you have
Well,
there.
now you don't have to visit. Oh, whoops! Hold on. Wait, Boris, I lost you. I hit a button. Okay, wait. No, no, you're back. Okay, where'd you go? So now you don't even have to visit New Orleans because you have an accurate description of. You know that I live in a swamp. I'm friends with an alligator. Um,
And you
I
got
don't know
cool
that I.
music and you got cool people, and yeah, and that's why we love you guys.
There's got to be more than just that. What else do you know about New Orleans because you watched Princess and the Frog?
um, well, I know New Orleans mostly not from the movie, but from the lots of stories you told me about the nightlife there and the wonderful atmosphere, ambience, mood, which includes Mardi Gras, obviously. You know, necklaces of flowers and cool jazz music. And we're gonna
Plastic flowers.
plastic flower. We, of course, yes,
Yeah,
plastic.
yeah. No, well, flowers. You might is more Hawaii, but as far as like necklace plastic, we have tons of plastic
Yeah, pearls or beads or I don't know you call them
beads. Yeah, Mardi
beads.
Gras beads. Yeah, there you go. All right.
But yeah,
That's beautiful. I love that reference, Princess and the Frog. No, but I do want you to come visit me. I do want to be able to, film this live and have you
I
come
would
here.
love that.
Uh, and of course, because it's your turn, right?
I know,
I visited you in your
I know.
city.
I have to admit.
And you were not only were you kind enough to come and have a coffee with what is, such an obvious American, not obvious to everyone else. I was telling everybody else I was Canadian, but you knew, and so not only did you come and meet me for coffee in Paris, which is actually, from what I hear, a very busy city,
It is
like compared to
quite
most.
easy. Yeah,
Traffic's tough. It's just like LA traffic over. You guys have like LA traffic in
it's worse now.
in Gay Paris.
It's
But
worse.
you drove me all the way to my lecture, which was not in Paris, which
Yeah.
was very far. Like at least it was like a 2 hour or something. I don't know where we went. I was
Uh,
sleeping the whole time.
it was. I can't remember. It was. Yeah.
Because was I coming from Belgium with Eric Rumistal? Was that what had happened right
Um,
before? Because we came off the train and then met you at the cafe.
yeah. I don't remember where it was from or where you
Well,
were.
we hadn't slept at all. I
No.
remember he and I had no sleep, and I did the whole lecture off no sleep whatsoever.
Why
So
would you?
something had happened to deny us of that. Well, you know what? See, I got to keep a better journal because, like, I need to look back and like, what happened the day before I met Boris in Paris?
I
Because
don't
you're
know.
probably like, what a jerk, man! You're not even gonna be able to hang. You're not even gonna be able to like. You just made it to Paris and you're already exhausted. Like, how much have you been partying? Um, so that was a fun time, and I really do appreciate that. There's been times that I'm
Sure.
somewhere and someone who I consider to be a world-class magician will go out of their way to take care of me in a city I don't know or something, and it just really that means so much when you have that time to share. Um, it's just us now. Fitz went away. Fitz Toulouse. You like his
Loose,
name is
oui.
French. Toulouse, way.
Loose, oui, oui.
Um,
The Aristocats.
et si tu veux pas français aussi, on peut parce que je peux faire le subtitre, comme tu sais.
Oui, oui, les sous-titres en
Euh,
français, bien sûr.
oui, on met juste là. Si, peut-être, on va voir, mais
Oui, pas de
c'est pas
problème.
grave.
Oui, je
On,
suis prêt,
on a des gens qui parlent français aussi, des
bien
magiciens.
sûr.
Il y a ouais, 3 magiciens qui parlent français.
L'IBM, il y a trois magiciens français à IBM?
Th-
Non.
Three
Un peu
magicians in the IBM that speak French. Yes. So I do have a few videos queued up that I'm going to show and then discuss. And then, so basically, what I want to do is give an intro. Start with your promo video,
okay,
and then of course all of this will end up being different on the Tuesday night when we do something up my sleeve because I'm going to cut for time and then I'll just
of course.
show them what videos we want. So I probably won't show the whole things, but here's the ones I want to get approved before we show anything. I have your promo video. Then I have, you may not remember this, when we were at FISM in Remini, Italy, you and Ruben Mortland made a coin go through the
Oh,
glass
yes.
window.
Yeah, of course. Oh, yeah,
So,
you need to show that one. Yes.
so we'll talk about that one. And then I have you performing at le plus grand cabaret du monde.
Oui, oui.
So that's I'd love to show that one. That's about 5. And then I have you on Penn and Teller's Fool Us.
Of course. That's the
Okay. Now, due to lack of time, like I want to show them all, but and that might give you a little rest in the voice if we're watching the video. But keep in mind that since you're not feeling well, those are videos I'll be able to show Tuesday night. I'll be able to cut then show the
Oh,
video.
yeah,
So
we don't have to
yeah,
do it now. Yeah. Keep
we
it
don't have
short.
to watch the whole thing. We can
Sure.
cut back and forth. I can stop asking questions because I can always show the whole video or segments of the video how I want. Now, one video that I lost track of because I had it here. I'll find it, but I wanted to ask you about your ring routine, and I found a video of your ring routine.
Yep. It's
Okay.
yeah. That's the one at the plus grand cabaret du monde, I think.
Oh, is it? Okay, so that might be the same. So then, well, then
I don't
that's the
know. I mean,
case.
I got 5 appearances on the plus grand cabaret du monde, so I don't know which ones you got.
Well, look at you. Oh, well, hey, if we add our appearances together of your 5 and my 0 on the show, then we have a total of 5. That's actually question number 7 is what of 2 things what do I need to focus on to get on that show? You know why? Because my dad wants to see it. My dad asked me about that. Like that, I think would so make his day. So
Unfortunately, the show is over now for several years.
So you're saying it can't be done?
I would love to go back, but every magician would love to go back.
I'm sure, but you've been on 5 times. Okay, I need at least 1. Give me an attaboy. Like before Boris number 6, can we have like the Michael Dardon first one, and then we can go back to the mini sequels of Boris.
If you find the DeLorean car, then maybe you can go back before 2015. Now I think 16.
Well,
and then you can appear.
So it was even before like the apocalypse had started that the show wasn't happening anymore.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So all right. So I can update my information. I can take that off the list of.
Yes, it's over. You can
like 10 times. Well, I think someone needs to bring it back, if no other reason, because I didn't get a chance to do an act in French. That was gonna be one of the questions. Well, we can figure out hypothetically, or if we find a DeLorean, and I have one in my video game. So, what
I know.
would be a better what would be a better way to get booked on that show to translate comedy magic into French or do an act to music?
Hmm. Well, most people were appear most foreign performers were appearing on that show perform to music because that's the easiest, and you don't have to worry about language, and then you can use your appearance for any promo, real promo video from you all over the world. No language barrier, fine. So that's probably the best thing to do. But 2019, I just checked. 2019, that was the last show that.
Oh, well then that was right before the apocalypse, so maybe they will be back. Maybe they just need like a charming small French magician host, to take over. I mean, I can see totally.
Yeah,
Uh
well, they've seen me before, so I'm sure they will need more like a little charming New Orleans magician who speak both French and English.
or at
And
least attempts to. Yeah. Well, so that's the question. Like in everybody's different. In my case, you know, is it more fun to with my accent translate a comedy act, or am I going to do better? Well, globally I think I'll do better if I can start doing some acts to music. See, comedy's a crutch for me, so the whole idea of like, you've never seen me do an act to music, right? The one time you thought I was going to use music is when at four, just to freak Jimmy out, I'm at 4F and I was like, Jimmy, and I had no music. I had nothing for Jimmy to do, right? And so it was like, just to see him, like, what music, like, just kidding. He's gonna shoot me. But because all of those kind of things really make me nervous.
mm-mm,
Relying on technology to begin with, like just the fact that I have to use a microphone is one more thing that can go wrong for me, you know. And I've learned to overcome that through, in my case, improv.
mm,
But there are still things that frighten me, and I have yet to cross that barrier of like, I've dabbled with some things, but of actually putting together either comedy or a beautiful act using music. And
mm.
it's misdirection is different for one thing when you can't rely on the jokes,
Oh yeah,
because I mean, nobody looks straight ahead when they laugh. It's one of the greatest weapons. That you take that away from me and say, no, I just want it to be pretty. I have to rethink every move I do, really.
yeah,
um
yeah. It's not. I mean, none is easy. I mean, honestly, make people laugh is one of the like really laugh, like good laugh, not laugh at them, not laugh like oh because it's silly, but just like a good laugh is difficult. But music is the yeah, it's another it's another way of performing, but it's differently difficult. It's just like because are burning your hands and if there is anything goes wrong, you can do a joke when you talk, you can use comedy. With music, nope, because now you're gonna be like, oh shit, I am like, oh god, I lost like 4 seconds here, 3 seconds here. I'm just completely off my music now. What can I do? Should I skip this? No, they're gonna see it. Blah. So yeah, and if I do a joke, that would be awkward. So
Yeah, it's way more obvious when something goes wrong, but
oh,
done right, it's so much more powerful. John Rockenbomber, I remember finishing performing my close up the competition act that I was doing, and of course it's all comedy based. And I remember him saying after that, it's awesome when you can put together such a comedy act, but know that a dramatic act done superbly is gonna beat a comedy act. And I felt the same way about, we do this improv film festival, 48-hour film fest, where you have 48 hours to complete from start to finish. And I say every time, comedy's the way to go because we can cover our mistakes. It's a lot easier. But the one thing is that a perfect drama will beat us. A drama with no mistakes will beat us every time. And that's just kind of the story of it. So was there a time when you kind of went pretty as opposed to that route? I think we all kind of learn different aspects of magic and then sort of go a certain path. And obviously you went the path of beautiful and artistic music type performances.
yeah, I felt I don't know, I felt more maybe more confident doing that. Probably I was just you know what I like when I release something, I like this to be like perfectly timed, whether I'm talking or whether it's just music. So I just want to make sure that I know where I'm going and I know my pace, and I'm not gonna get lost, in my performance. And we've seen like too many times people doing, oh, okay, I'm doing 7 minutes, and then for some reason they got off a little bit on that night, or they just got distracted, and then suddenly they start to play with the audience, but they overplay, and it's just and finally they just leave the stage and it's 19 minutes and you're like, what the hell? So
All right. I know you're talking about me. You can
no,
just
no, no,
say it.
no, 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 you, not you. But yeah,
I don't think I've ever gone under 11 minutes at 4F, and I'm surprised I haven't gotten the hook, even as
you
a
never
joke,
heard,
just
you never,
because
never
they,
heard,
well, no, thank God. But
you never got it. So,
I would not feel bad about. I would not blame anyone because we know the rules. There would be nobody to blame but myself. And you're absolutely right that that's one thing that you can say about someone who performs an act that's timed that way is they're not gonna have that
mm,
chance of going over and delaying the show or getting
yeah.
distracted and everything.
And I mean, yeah, for some people like me, I think it gives more like confidence to know where you're going, exactly, a minute later where you'll be at. And it also a way to express magic in a very different way, because we can talk about it later anytime. But when I created the Kiss Act, I created also because I looked around me and I just realized that most people, if not everybody, in close-up magic was only doing one thing and only conveying one kind of emotion, which is laughter, which is comedy. It was more like, talking bits, and just interacting with the audience, and making jokes and doing comedy and card tricks and coins, whatever in between. But it was mostly that. And I remember one night, one guy told me about a show I missed, and I said, "How was it?" The guy was like, "Oh my god, it was the guy was so funny. Oh my god, he killed us. It was hilarious. It was, oh my, okay, but did you see a magician?" Or, yeah, 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 of course. But and so how was the show? Oh my god, I almost peed myself. It was just so funny. I'm like, okay, well, I understand. Okay, it can be funny, but the main thing and the only thing you're talking about now is the comedy and how funny it was. Oh yeah, the magic was cool. He got some cool routines. I'm like, yeah, but apparently it's not what you remember first from the show. I know it's not what you felt, and the emotion you have, after the show is about how
Right.
funny it was, and how many times you laughed during the show, not how many times you were amazed or how the magic touched you. And I was like, oh, you know what? Everybody make them laugh. I'm gonna make them cry. And maybe it's because I'm French and I like to do like things differently than from the others. I don't know, but that's one of the reasons. First, I was like, okay, well, nobody does that, so maybe there is a reason why nobody does that, and I'm going to, you know, take a very bad directions in my magic, but at least I will try and I will know it quickly. Um, and then I saw what people were doing on stage. And I looked at Tina Leonard, I looked at Juan Mayoral, I looked at all these people who just make you feel strong emotions in their act on stage. And I'm like, okay, it's stage, it's different than close up, but why? Why can't we do that in close up? So I was not the first one to do that, obviously, but we were a handful. We were like very, very, very small quantity of people doing that, or having this approach of magic in close up. So I was like, yeah, maybe there is something there. And being French, of course, that was even more obvious because I would just, I could tailor
Sure.
a little,
And it's romantic. You're
my
eliciting a
yes, my
different
little
type of
romantic
emotion.
image of the Frenchie performing, magic with heart and all his when it's all his heart and love and everything. So that probably helped a little bit, but and I play with it now, of course, because it's fun. I mean, it's fun to play with the French, right? The frogs,
Absolutely.
froggy, you know, you may remember that.
Oh, which actually I just remembered another video that I need to bring up. So yeah, we're gonna have to get started. Otherwise, we'll
All
never
right,
get to them. But I do want to
let's
show
do it.
some of these. But it happened at 4F when my cousin took my slot because I had a headache, couldn't get up in the morning, and cousin Cajun Mike came in, and then all of a sudden did some amazing magic with Boris Wild, and I found it so I
Oh
can
my God, you found that one. That's the one I was hoping it was like, okay, it's gonna be, it's lost forever probably now. Damn it. Okay.
no, but you know what, the one I can't find, and I'm so mad, to like, where the heck is it? I couldn't find the one with Sean Faquar, and I know it's somewhere. I know I've seen it.
Ah,
So like,
yes.
it's got to be somewhere, and I don't know why. Maybe it's set to private or whatever, but I thought it was on my. I thought I had uploaded it. I don't know. Yeah. So, which did you notice a different look? It's going to be harder for me to pull it off because I want to do one with Sean where it's Faquar interviewing Farquhar, But now I don't. It was so much easier before to pull off the look. I don't even know what to do my hair. Look, this is the
I
longest it's ever been.
saw that. You're becoming more like a
Right?
Paul Gertner, when he had his little ponytail last
A
year.
Paul Gertner. Well, I'll take that. I want to do cups and balls like Gertner.
You can be Gertner here. Yeah.
Oh, good. I found it. I just found the okay, the frogs. Got it.
Ah, the frogs.
So I had to keep I actually have I've been doing work in the film industry and do a lot of auditions, and a couple of them I actually this fit the role. And so now I need to keep it just in case if I do get the part, because I can't grow it back instantly. And then, if I don't get it, I'll find a gap where I can shave and try to look at least a little younger, because I wasn't going for like the, rock Obama wizard look necessarily. But yeah, it's funny. I remember when all of a sudden I saw Chad Long, and he was still very young, but went with his
Yeah,
natural hair of like
sure.
he is early on going gray like I was. Like I started seeing gray like in high school. I mean, my family grays pretty early.
Oh yeah, wow.
Okay, good. I got that ready. Where are we gonna put that one? That one's last. I had to show that one before. I'll probably just show a couple clips of the Penn and Teller. All right, so do you need anything? We'll do an official start. I'm not going to remember the actual order of the questions, but you've already given me
Whatever.
great stuff, so I'll be
We're
able to
gonna
cut
play
that
with it.
together.
So basically, lots of questions, casual talk, and that's it. That's pretty much
Yep.
the idea. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
exactly. Yeah. So,
Let's make.
I mean, I always open it up for that if somebody wants to do a trick live, but I never want my guests to feel pressured because I want it to be more, it's about behind the scenes, and we'll see a lot of magic with videos and everything. But like,
Yes.
when someone has something cool to share, absolutely. And if I think of something I want to do, then, by all means, I'll start performing it if it's something I feel is appropriate for, camera,
Of course.
that kind of thing. Last time on the show, we had Trig Watson, and he blew me away because I always throw that out there and figure, well, somebody might go, oh, here's a quick little coin trick, and I can teach anybody who's new to magic, that kind of thing. He did some unbelievable futuristic tech stuff where he had screens on top of screens, and you didn't know what was augmented, what was real going
Oh,
on.
that's cool.
It was a trip. I was like,
It was great.
whoa, that was so far beyond what I thought you were just gonna like show us a little coin trick. No, this was crazy. So I'm like, I'll take it. When I get that stuff, I'll take it.
Of
All right,
course.
so I'm gonna show your promo and
Good.
I need to grab my drink so we can toast. But let's see if I can pull this video up. So normally I'm on the IBM show. I have Billy helping me. Don't forget to what is it?
No, it's just like if you want to see, if they want to see one of my latest tricks from the new book.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Wait, we'll do that
we can
first.
talk about it if you want to do anything. Like, hey, this is cool, this is new, whatever. Here we go.
Full screen. Oh, that's the wrong one though. Let's start with the promo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait. So I was looking at the other screen. So go ahead and show. What were you talking about? That you just showed it? I didn't see.
What, this?
Yes.
That's my book variations book.
Oh, okay. Oh,
That's
excellent.
New
Okay.
book. So yeah, from the new lecture, and yeah, if they want to see anything new, that's in there.
And if you, I don't know if you can see the chat. If you're able to type any links in there, you can do that, and we'll copy that, or any links you want to send to Abel, we'll copy that and make sure that when we're
Okay.
talking about it the night of something up my sleeve, we'll put the link in there also to send people where we want them, all
Okay.
that.
Sure.
So yeah, feel free to type that in. We'll make note of it. Did your
Um,
background just change?
Not really.
Hold on a second. Now I gotta press. Oh, okay. It was a wider screen. It's because I'm looking at a wider screen. That's why. Okay.
Um, no,
I honestly thought you did like a green screen thing on me or something, knowing that I had looked away and I wasn't looking at the screen. Okay. I was like, uh-oh, here we go. Share
uh,
screen and then
that's fine.
audio and here. And that's gonna be add. Oh, start over. Okay, and see if that works. Got it. Cool. Dun da da dun da da da. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I love it, especially the part that happened in France.
Yes. Oui, mais oui.
So I didn't do my official intro,
Okay.
which usually happens before your promo. But ladies and gentlemen, any followers to this program, whether it exists on a podcast or you're watching this in your VR headset or it's downloading straight to your brain through some type of microchip, welcome to the metaverse. We're talking magic today on Two Magicians Walk into a Bar with Boris Wild, who is a FISM winner, also a Grand Prix champion from the France National Championship of Magic. He has been a guest of honor at the 4F convention and has been a friend of mine for quite some time. We've had some adventures together. And so now we get to talk a little shop and welcome him with sore throat and all to the program. So I'm so glad that you're able to do this. So if you're unaware of what's going on, I'm basically hosting what's on the IBM's Facebook page, a talk show about magic and the arts, and so it's just started. So I had just 2 episodes so far. So this will be episode 3, February 15th, and I wanted to make it more international because we are the International Brotherhood of Magicians. So I want to make sure that our time slot, everything appeals to our time slot, our color scheme, everything appeals to hashtag America, but and hashtag our neighbor Canada. You've heard of Canada.
Oh,
I want to make sure we have more international representatives. So we have a foreigner here with us who's never been to New Orleans but knows a lot about it because of Princess and the Frog. That's what you want to learn, all your city facts from Disney, not about New Orleans, really. No, it's a totally different experience, but you'll get to learn it. So Boris, Wild, thank you for being here. And now we can get on to the questions in order. So question number 1, how long have you been French?
well, yes, I think I've been French for like over 40 years now. I mean, it pretty much coincides with, the moment I was born. So that's pretty
Okay,
much.
I'm sorry. Let me rephrase. When did you first learn you were French? Did it did your parents sit you down or did you read about it in a book?
No, I just heard them like talking in that very, strange language that sounds like, according
Oh,
to American. I mean, that's apparently what we sound like. And
we know that from Disney, actually. We know that that's exactly what the French sound like from Little Mermaid. So we can learn a lot about culture.
exactly, like lots of Disney
Le
movies happen
poisson.
in France. I mean, you think about, Hunchback of Notre Dame and Beauty and the Beast, and just to name a few only. But yes, apparently, yeah, even like the Aristocats should happen there because you have Toulouse. This
Toulouse, yeah, just like my
cat.
my cat, yeah.
I know,
Um,
I know.
his when we adopted him, his name was Toulouse. We made that his middle name because we really wanted to call him Fitz, and it just kind of worked out that it's kind of this weird irony with his name because it's Fitz Toulouse, Fitz Toulouse. But yeah, it fits him. Um,
So
so
French is my
it's an
language.
interesting question though, right? Because people always probably ask you when did you become a magician? And you can maybe say about as long as I've been French. But actually, when did you first started magic? That's a good question just to know an age level.
Uh, well, just a little after I realized I was French, in fact. I was, I don't know if there is a.
See, I told you it's funny. And I just said it, and hearing you say it back, I'm cracking up. Just after I learned I was French. Yes.
So I was like,
That's
no,
a
I'm
tough thing.
French.
That's two tough things to take on, to learn about yourself. Like, not only am I French, but I'm I'm a magician. Like, how do I explain this to my parents?
Exactly. No, well, in fact, I think that being a magician is just because I learned I was French. So I said, "Oh my God, I'm French now. I know it. I can realize it. So what can I do? Fencing or cooking or all
Sure.
those things." And fencing is not a joke because I I was 12, and my parents were like desperate to find me something to do after school. I was not much into sport, but the little neighbor was doing fencing. And it sounds very French, I know that. So I tried once and I just realized it was not my thing.
Oh,
And
really?
oh yeah, that's true. I tried fencing.
I tried a
And
lot. It was my thing for a long time, actually.
really?
So I was totally ready to agree with you because fencing is not a joke. There is a point to it
Okay.
when you think about it. Uh,
Oh my God, no. Don't start
no, but
doing
I went. I took it all the way to nationals. I went all the way to the national level in both foil and epee. I got really hardcore serious. It wasn't a joke for me at all. Like, and I never really knew why. I just always thought like, I guess I was into sword fighting. Maybe it's because I'm French. So it's like it
probably.
just comes out of you somehow, and like, why am I into fencing? Oh, that's right, French
See?
heritage. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's
That
probably why
totally
I love cheese. I love cheese.
see? Cheese,
Yeah,
fencing. Yeah, you're
bread.
probably more French than
But
I am.
I only like my bread if it has been given to me on the back of a bicycle. If it hasn't been ridden over on a bicycle, I'm just like this bread's not that good, you know. So yeah,
Yeah,
I think typical. Um,
exactly. Yeah, I'm sure the kind of person you say croissant and not croissant with a T at the end. We don't
Oh
say,
yeah, I it's one of those things we just have to accept because you can't go through life. Not if you live here, you can't go through life like correcting people every time they try to say croissant because you don't even know if it's coming across as like pretentious or if like the guy's like why do you care? But that's yeah, that's the least of our problems. I would say. I just some things you just have to accept. It's
yeah,
tough. It's tough.
I know.
Um,
I just saw a video, yeah, like yesterday, and it was like, oh, what's the opposite of a croissant? Is said a happy uncle. And I was like, no, it doesn't work because we don't say croissant. It's not. So come on. Anyway,
Le
that's
croissant rhymes with poisson. Les poissons, hee, ho, ho, ho.
exactement.
Have a nice fluffy croissant.
So
The city, my city, New Orleans, is known as the Crescent City. Were you aware of
yeah,
that? That's one of our nicknames, the Crescent City, because we are shaped like a croissant.
exactement.
Yep.
So yeah, that's why I say
Along the
you're even
river.
more French than I am, probably. So
In some ways, maybe I have more facial hair right now, so that automatically gives me bonus points in French. But it was interesting the fact that you and I were in Quebec together because
yep,
we both speak French, but
yep.
we both speak French very differently, and
And
we
they
both speak French very differently than them.
them. And it's
So
funny to have like three different kind of people speaking the same language at the same place, and no one understands what
yeah,
the other say.
and we're like Aljon, dans ton portefeuille.
See,
Like,
I don't even understand that.
um, that's what.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
we. It's strange because you wouldn't think of it. Well, for you, it's a foreign country. I mean, it's really next door. I could drive there if I.
No, it's
Not
true.
that I want to. I mean, it's not a smart thing to do, but because I'm way down south. But uh, it's definitely felt like you and I were in a foreign country together.
We have the same thing here with like Switzerland and Belgium. They both speak French. Not all the country, but part of it speak French. But sometimes
Yeah,
it's
see, I guess you don't have to go far to get to a foreign country.
no, no.
We sometimes have to travel a lot far. It doesn't feel that way. I mean, you should, a lot of a lot of cities here, you should have to have a passport to go to, really. But yeah, so I guess you may be a little more used to it. But so I'm gonna tell that story before I forget. We are in Quebec. Two
Okay,
magicians walk into a bar. It's late at night. Somehow it's
sounds
just
like a
you and me
joke.
hanging out, and we see these pretty girls like a couple tables over or whatever, and we're talking about, and you wanted to talk to one of them. You were like, we should, or I don't know if I said we should talk to him or something, and you said like you were going, what should I, what should I say, and I looked at you and I'm like, are you kidding me right now? You're French and you do magic, and you're telling me you have no idea what to say to start this
No,
conversation? Are you kidding me?
no. That's why. I mean, I was single at that time, and I stayed single so many years because I can't. I can't really do that. I can't. Finally, I managed to do it once, and it was great because, yeah, I met this wonderful girl that became my fiance since then. But it took me like a long time, and that experience is a good proof of it. I mean, you were much more French than me again because you were like, okay, I'm gonna talk to them and I'm gonna do it.
Well,
Fine.
it told me that you got into magic for the right reasons, because obviously you didn't get into magic to meet women like 90% of magicians do, who get into magic at the age of like 13. But you got into magic for different reasons, because you hadn't even realized that you have the power to meet women using magic. Nobody told you that. It's like you're at Hogwarts and all of a sudden you already know like level 3 spells. Like, I could do this. All right, yeah, it's easy. Just go. Uh, and so what reasons did you get into magic then, if
Um,
that wasn't it?
well, I was 12, so
Oh, okay. So see, one more year and you had a totally different perspective on all this.
so yeah, that was a little young to just choose some kind of, I would say, activity after school to be like, okay, now what can I do to just meet the girls? Fencing, obviously, forget about it. But
Oh
no,
yeah. So wait, please tell me no one told you that fencing would be a way to pick up girls.
oh, come on.
Okay, you knew that. You had figured that out at some point. You're like, this isn't working. Maybe it's the mask, the outfit. I don't know. The last girl thought I was a chef. I remember I just finished
Oh, dear.
fencing class. Like, we're in the gym. Okay, she's sitting on a bench in the gym. And I walk over and I have my fencing gear on and I'm holding the foil. And this girl says to me, so what do you do? Are you like a chef? Because the white outfit, like if you have nothing else, you just have a handkerchief, it looks like a chef's outfit. But the fact that I'm holding the helmet and a sword and just left the fencing strip didn't clue her into the fact that maybe I'm not a chef. That
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Ah,
was that was
drink,
my takeaway from my fencing
drink
experience.
barbecue. So you just put it on the sword and
It's a skewer. Yeah, you know
yes,
how we
yeah.
like to eat in America. I'm gonna put a bunch of beef on this, and we're gonna fry it up. You just wait right there. I'll get it. Would you like anything with it? I can put some fries in for you. Yeah.
I don't know. But yes, no, no, at that time I was 12. I
Chef
was not
magic.
aware of any of this. I was
Okay,
just
so then,
no,
what do you think it was for you?
no, no,
Of
no. Magic just happened in a very random way. It's just my dad was a mailman, and one of his friends, colleagues, was doing magic as a hobby. And my parents invited him at home one night, and my dad said, "Oh, you know what? Bring a few magic tricks. I'm sure Boris will enjoy that." So, and after the dinner, he just showed me. He took like a couple of tenure tricks with him, card tricks. And at that time, it was in the middle of the 80s. So for me, magic was just this big thing on stage, and with like assistants and boxes and stuff. And then finally, I was seeing magic like a few inches away from my eyes. I had no idea, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love that. I mean, I would love to be able to do that too. And
Cut
yeah,
to someone invites you to a party now and says, "Go ahead and bring a couple of magic tricks to show the kid." How
exactly,
much do you love that line?
exactly. That's what always happens to us.
Go
I
ahead
mean,
and bring some. Hey, can you show? Oh, have you ever been in a situation where you just walk in the room and someone just introduces you, and they immediately it's just an expectation of like everyone's awaiting something.
oh, yeah.
Like you just happen to walk in. It's just a social setting. You're not there to perform, right?
No, no, no,
And
no.
like, "Bum, ba, 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 I guess I'm doing a trick, because otherwise I'm a jerk because you all just told this 5-year-old, this guy's a magician and he's amazing. It's like, don't tell him Santa's about to walk in. What's the matter with you? Like, are
Oh
we
yeah,
doing this now? Are we
I
doing this now?
yeah, we got
Uh,
that. Yes, I remember one day I just entered this room and guys were not subtle at all. They were like, "Oh, that's you. Okay, grab a seat." I'm like, "Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, show us something." I was like, "Okay." Um, I didn't even say hi to everyone around, but
right.
hi. All right.
Which is actually kind of a segment I'm working on. So you can help to fill in the blanks, but I'm looking for the cliche lines or situations where people have been either rude to magicians or just unknowingly cliche. Or that what has annoyed us as magicians, as performers. So like for instance, one of the top ones is, can oh, you're a magician, can you make my wife disappear?
Of course.
What's something else maybe, and it might be something that you hear in France that we don't hear as often. What is a cliche, oh, you're a magician line?
Um, honestly, yeah, it's pretty universal. Like, yeah, can you make my wife disappear? Can you make me win lottery? Or can you, uh, will you do card tricks? Oh, can you do something with bills, euro bills, dollar bills, whatever?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's usually around the same thing. Like it's about money. It's about wife or girls or whatever. So yeah, I mean, you can think of any like the worst pickup lines when guys hate on the girls, and like the worst possible cliche ones, and you can pretty much find the same thing like for a magician. I mean, ah that's pretty
It's
bad.
funny how people will act like they don't believe in magic, but then all of a sudden they seem to think you have powers because they start demanding things. I'm usually like, "Hey, I'm not a genie. Did you just rub a lamp? I don't think so."
Yeah, well,
Like, what makes you think I'm just granting requests? I do
it
card tricks. I don't make money
no,
appear
no.
for you.
That's true. It's like religion. I mean, they would not believe in God or whatever, but they would just burn a candle in the church and then be like, wish for something, or they would look at their zodiac predictions for the day and like, oh yeah, I'm a Virgo, and what happened to me today? Oh my God, yes. And it's like, yeah, you don't believe in that, but why would you read this? Or and it's yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. I mean, it's intriguing. So as long as it's intriguing, people are like, ah, okay, maybe I should try it, or maybe I should have a look at it. For some reason, they want to witness a miracle, or they want to witness something so unusual that they would like to believe in it in some way, even if they don't. They're like, the torn. It's,
Well, and in some ways they do. It's just a matter of them admitting to themselves that, obviously I must believe it to some extent. And anybody that has said something to you about like somebody they've seen on TV and asked something, trying to figure out, is it a trick?
Mhm.
If
Yeah,
they're even on that path, then they cannot lie to themselves and say that they don't believe in the impossible. They don't believe in what they deem as magic. They don't believe that it can happen, because then they're lying, because they just proved that they did. Like this one time when this church was going to hire me for the uh, fall harvest carnival or something like that. Okay.
okay.
It was the same night as Halloween. It was a Halloween party. but this particular religion or church or whatever, they don't celebrate Halloween. We don't celebrate the demons and the spirits,
Of
whatever. So
course.
we're just having a fall fest, an autumn fest, right? And so they tell me, like, we want to hire you, want you to perform, but you can't say that you do magic. I'm like, wait, what? You want me to do my show, but I'm not. I can't ever. At no point do I say I'm a magician that do magic because it's against your religion. And it's like they don't even realize that by making that type of requirement, they're only proving that they must believe something exists. Otherwise, why is it a problem? If
Exactly.
magic doesn't exist, then it can't be evil. And if it's not evil, then it's not a thing. So why don't you just let the performer say he's a magician? Because why are you worried about it? Unless it is real. And now you're just giving all these kids fear of like, oh no, he's a what now? Did he say magician or wizard or sorcerer? Because one of them's good and the others are evil. I don't know. He does card tricks. Is there a rabbit involved? Oh, that brings us to question 7. We never got question 7, and then I got to ask you, the important question of the title of something up my sleeve. But so question 7 is, what was the name of your rabbit? I think that was question number 7. Oh, question number 5. Do you really know? Is that right? Was the rabbit? Question number 5 is, what was the name of your rabbit?
I don't know. I mean, I honestly have lost track of your questions. I don't have them
Well,
anymore.
there was a 7, but I don't remember what 7 was now. But okay, so on to question 5, because I don't think we ever got the name right. So we just knew that
Oh,
you did have a rabbit. He's no
I
longer with
yes.
us. Hopefully, wasn't recent, because then I would feel
Yeah,
bad bringing
I
it up.
used to have a rabbit. Indeed, I never really, used him for magic
Oh,
because I love animals, and I'm like, you know what, I'm not going to put like an
okay.
small
When was this?
and stuff. Hmm?
When was this?
When?
Yeah.
Oh, it was, I don't know, about now 10 years ago at least, or yeah.
Okay, so you're already. All right, I need to start taking a poll of how many magicians have had a pet rabbit that they never used in their act,
No,
because
no.
like, it's obviously dogs and cats are a standard. Rabbits not so much, but you must be drawn to that animal because you're a magician, or is it just coincidental? Someone was like, your neighbor's like moving, like I can't take
Well,
this rabbit here. You take it in. You do magic, right?
yeah, yeah. Well, it was different because it was for my daughter. I mean, she wanted to have a pet,
Okay, she
and
wanted the
yeah,
rabbit.
couldn't get a cat, allergy and everything. Dog is difficult when you travel a lot, etc., etc. So the rabbit was a little easier at that time, and so yeah, I was like, I'm a magician. I will have a rabbit. Finally, I can answer the questions. Oh, you're a magician, so you have a rabbit.
Yeah, but
Yes,
if
I
you don't
have
do it,
one.
you don't want to answer the question, because if you don't do a trick with them, then they're going to be doubly disappointed. I mean, what's worse, a magician without a rabbit or a magician that has a rabbit but doesn't use them? And like, as far as their perspective of they're being let down at this point, well, he doesn't even have a rabbit. No, he has one. Never trained it. Rabbit doesn't do a single trick. No tricks. It's not even a magic rabbit. How do you get a magic rabbit? I don't know. You got to get them. You got to send a crow.
No, no, it's fine. He was just like, walking around here and everything. He was no, no, he was well trained. But I thought maybe one day I could use him, but then I realized what he had to go through to appear on stage and just do things, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
the behind the scenes stuff.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm not
Right.
going to hide you in that small compartment for like several minutes, and then nope, I'm not doing that. So yeah, he was very happy here. My daughter, loved him, and his name was Charlie.
Charlie. Wow. Oh, that's a
He-
great name. My One of my best friends, Marcella, her dog's name is Charlie, and it's a very human name, but he's a very human dog. She treats him like he's a person. I don't know if she even knows he's not real anymore. Um, I mean,
I
not
guess
not real, not a person. He's real. I mean, I think I seen him.
he
I think
was.
everyone else can see him. Uh,
Charlie
so
was a very human bunny anyway, so he was family. So I mean that
did
makes
you
sense.
did you ever try to classic force him?
Yeah.
Okay. So success or not? Because I had a bunny that it was freaking amazing. And that's the one reason I would really love to have a rabbit now, for that one trick,
Yep.
because blew everybody away. Uh
Absolutely. Yes, he was picking all the cars I wanted. And I did, I mean, yes, I may have done that for informal performances, for
yeah.
friends, and not like, for gigs. But yeah,
That
just
almost makes it more special, because it is a lot of trouble just to even bring a live animal with you on a gig. But if you have a pet that you train at home, then the people that get to know you and the people that come to visit, they feel really special because they've seen something pretty miraculous that they can't see on stage simply because you're lazy. What I am, like me, I'm. That's why I don't want to bring a rat. I'm trying to cut down my props to just a microphone, really.
Yeah.
So like I'm gonna bring a whole bunny, but when they're able to witness that, it's pretty incredible. Definitely a great effect. So the main question of the show that I ask, because I call it something up my sleeve, meaning like, what do you bring to the table? What's up your sleeve? What separates you as a performer, as a magician? What makes you unique? So, what is something up your sleeve?
Um, I think that um, my people often ask me what is the best definition for magic to you, and I always answer the same thing, which is emotion, because that's what I believe in, and I think that's what is up my sleeve. It's emotion, and that's the main thing and the first thing I think about when when I try to come up with something new, when I work on a new routine or an act or something. I always try to find a way so that at the end of the performance, people will not only like, oh my god, oh, that was good. No, I just want them to be like, to feel something, to get this emotion, to be like, it was so crazy that they become sometimes angry. They're like, or they just like, they just hold their breath during the entire act, and because it's to music and it's like romantic, and it's finally they're like, wow, okay, and they feel this thing, and that whole bunch of emotions. Like most magicians try to focus, or I don't know if they try to focus, but they focus more on one emotion, which is laughing, comedy. And I try to move my magic not away from that, because comedy is great, because it's wonderful from this direction. You need it. You need to entertain. You're an entertainer, so that's what you need to do also. But I want them also to feel all kinds of different emotions at the end of the show. So I do my one man show in Paris called Crescendo, and it's an hour and 20 minutes. And I want to make sure that after 1 hour and 20 minutes, they get mad at me because they didn't understand the thing. I want them to cry at some point. I want them to, laugh and have a good time. I want them to be like speechless for one particular thing where they're like, there's no way. Yeah, I'm trying to gather all these, emotions. That's why the show is called Crescendo. Crescendo is not to make like any trick better than the previous one to the end.
I
Uh,
believe it's pronounced croissant.
Croissant. Exactement. Croissant italien. So that's an Italian croissant. But no, that's true. The crescendo in my show is more an emotional crescendo. Like I want them to, feel things until at the end they're like, oh my God, yeah, it's like an explosion of emotions. Um, that's I think what makes my style or my magic a little differently, and especially in close up, because you may have seen that, or you may see that more like on stage, but in close up magic, it's not that common. It's not that easy, because it's
Right.
not easy to do. To be honest, it's not easy just
No,
to
you don't
tell.
have control of the entire environment the way you do with a stage where you have control of the walls around you. In a
Exactly.
close-up setting, it's much more difficult to get everyone's focus in one area and on
True.
a smaller scale, and then
Yeah.
generate that big of an emotion or response to
You-
trigger that type of response.
Honestly, you can do that now, and it's a little easier than it was when I started doing it more 20 years ago. It's now you get all these little, Bluetooth speaker that are super powerful, but then super small that you can put on you or hide somewhere, and you get this little, lighting, and now you get like the little camera and everything. Like 20 years ago, you had to do like a full sound system, and there's this giant video projector and everything. If you wanted to do like something like this on stage, for instance, now it's a little easier, and now you can create your mini stage anywhere if you do close up by having something with choreography, with storytelling, emotion, music, lighting, whatever. It's a little easier to do it now, and that's why I think I think that's why it's working also now, and I see more and more people going that way because they realize that we can, yeah, we can use magic to, convey more emotion than just like entertaining and making people laugh, which is great, but it's not only that. It has to go further. It's like movie. I mean, yeah, some people go to the movie and we don't like to get scared, but we go to movie and we love to be scared, and we go to see horror movie, and or when we read a book, we're okay. We know it's gonna be a romantic comedy, and the guy is like dying from a cancer, but the girl is just staying with him until the end. And we know we're gonna cry, and we know it's gonna be tough to read sometimes, but we still enjoy doing it. And so in all form of art, we have all these different feelings that we get from what we see, from what we perceive, from what we feel, we read, we watch. Um, and live is the best because it's not words printed on a page. It's not like a screen in front of you. You get like actual human beings, like sweating on stage and just giving their heart, and giving their heart with an H and their art with an A in front of you, and you can feel it directly. And so I think that's why it's even more important to use emotions and to get them up your sleeve during your performance when you perform visual arts, and especially magic, because magic itself is the definition of like amazement. So you already have this feeling from the beginning, this emotion of like not understanding and being stunned or amazed. So it's a great point, a great starting point to take them and get them where you want to bring them in your story, in your act, in your routine, your show.
I'm gonna segue into speaking of artistic, pretty, romantic. One of the routines that I was going to ask you about, but I'm going to go a little bit out of order. So we'll do the Fool Us. We'll show some of the Fool Us video a little bit later. But I do want to circle back to the difference between live magic and what we're seeing now, what we're required to kind of learn over the last 2 years of this online magic, because there was already a difference between the live magic and the medium of television and why it's not the same. So definitely want to hear your thoughts on that, but rest your throat. Go ahead and get some tea. I am going to show this one's about 4 minutes, and I'm not going to cut into it because it is to music, and I want people to get the full effect, even though it is not live. And the fact, having seen this act, is much better as a presentation and much more emotionally driven when you are lucky enough to see Boris Wilde performing on stage live. So I hope for all of you, you get the chance to see that, but for now, you'll have to settle for a video. Enjoy. Oh wait, did I pull up the right one, Boris? This is coming to you, right?
This is the rings.
This is not?
This is the linking rings.
Okay, good. Okay, I just want to make sure it's the right one because I knew
Yeah.
that. There we are. Okay,
Yeah, here we go.
I knew it wasn't you with the feathers.
Yeah, I cut a little bit because they were topless.
Little girl,
I mean, it's okay in France. In America, not so much.
her face, laughing away your tears when she was the one who felt all the pain. Little girl, never forget her eyes, keep them alive. Inside, I promise to try. It's not the same. Keep your head held high, right like the wind. Never look behind. Life isn't fair. That's what you said. So try not to fear. Little girl, don't run away so fast. Think you forgot to kiss kiss her goodbye. And she see me cry when I stumble and fall. Does she hear my voice in the night when I call? Wipe away all your tears, it's gonna be alright. I fought to be so strong. I guess you knew I wasn't free. You throw away too. Little girl, you got to forget the past. Learn to forgive me. I promise to try. It feels like a lie. Don't let memory play games with your mind. To the faded smile, frozen in time, I'm still hanging on, but doing it wrong. Can't kiss her goodbye, but I promise to try.
Voilà le mystère des anneaux chinois. Il s'appelle Boris Wilde.
Il s'appelle Boris Wilde.
Hey, we.
Beautiful.
So yeah, so that's my ring routine, which is a tribute to Richard Ross, and yeah, so that video dates back from 2008, I think. So it was weird. I haven't watched it for, of course, a
That
long.
was when you got the bunny.
That's I had the bunny at that time.
And you chose rings. The bunny's sitting there like, he could have done something with me. I've been wanting to be on the
Yeah.
show. This is his 6th time.
But I know you've seen probably acts where they have like the doves, like perching on the
Yeah.
rings. I tried with the rabbit and it didn't work out well.
Oh, this rabbit wouldn't perch on the ring. That was going to be your ending, right?
Yeah, it's like
It's hanging off the ring.
I'm not going to do that. So yeah.
How did you have any planning beforehand with the camera shots of the camera switches? Because it seemed like it was very well done as to when they decided to
No,
cut
yeah.
in.
Well, that's the thing.
Okay.
I mean, this show, Le Plus Grand Cabaret du Monde, was on TV for like 20 years.
Yeah.
And so I did it 5 times. I think this one was my 3rd appearance on the show. And I was doing close-up on stage, or like I was doing like things at the table with the guests and the celebrities and everything. And that was like purely stage with the rings. And I also wanted to show it because like a few years before, I wanted to do it also in honor of Richard Ross. And I performed this routine for Veronique, the widow of Richard. And then she was very touched when I performed in the festival. And then I asked her, I says, well, you know what? I love the rings. I love the way Richard Ross was performing the rings, because that's for me the real magic. It looks like the metal is melting and everything. And it's not like I have 8 rings and I'm doing like, okay, the swing and the Olympics and this and that. And it's like, no, we get the idea. We don't need like 12, 8, 6, 5. No, 3 rings is enough.
Right.
And Richard is the best. He's the Lord of the Rings, and he's the master. And I decided I should do it. And now the ring routine is still on my show Crescendo, and I still introduce it. And it's my way also to talk about Richard and to perform it, and also just to do something that people may have seen before, like, oh, he's going to do the linking rings. Okay. But with the intro and paying tribute to Richard and the way I perform it here with the music and everything, again, It's just to show another example of how you can do something that people may have seen before, or something that's not new, obviously, but take it to maybe another level by just bringing more emotion into it. And so that's my goal when I was on the show. And then when they requested and say, we want you to do the rings on the show, and that show for 20 years has been the best TV show for magic and for visual arts, of
Yeah.
course.
Oh, it's not on anymore, by the way.
And it's not. It stopped in
No, there's no.
2019.
It stopped in 2019 was the
Yeah.
last one. So just in case you were trying to get on a sixth time, or if you have any friends like me who would hope to have been on once, you can let them know that it's not filming anymore.
I mean, fingers crossed. Maybe one day they realize it was a mistake, because I think it
Oh,
was.
they have to bring it back.
They have to bring it back
Yeah.
because
I gotta get on the show for my dad. My dad wants to see me on the show. He watches
I
TV5 here
know.
with whatever's
I
going on in France.
Absolutely. I mean, and it's the reason why it was on air for 20 years and it worked so well. It's first, it was not a TV show. It was a show filmed for TV, which means that whenever we were there was no cut. It was a show on that stage with the guests and everything. So sometimes they had like this huge thing with acrobats, of course, to put on stage and build. And okay, so they had to cut, obviously, for technical reason there, because of the building the thing. But sorry, other than that, there was no cut. It was just a show, and we're doing the show for the audience live. The guest was in between. He was just doing his bit, like would be the host of any the MC of any show, and there was just camera filming. And honestly, there were like cameras everywhere, so there was no way we could just arrange anything. And for that particular performance, I had no idea which camera was filming. I just knew my main camera, where I had to look at this, the people at home, but the rest I had no idea. And when I saw what they did on that performance appearance on the show, I was stunned, because there are some angles on the side, and I was like, oh shit! I saw it live, when he was on TV.
This same one, because I didn't see. It was flawless. Are you saying this same?
I saw nothing, of course. I mean, it was perfect, because the guy who is the director, I mean, the guy who just film and in charge of the program, knows exactly how to film visual acts. And so he has seen the best in the world, and not only magicians, acrobats, and you name it. So he knows exactly how to film and which best angles to get from an act. And we rehearsed before. I think we that was the 5th time I was doing it here in 2 days. So we just go on stage, we do it like this, and then we do another time, and then you saw on video before, and then we do like a dress rehearsal, so we can still film things just in case that night in front of the audience something happens.
Sure.
And you get finally like the shooting, the filming on that night. So he's got enough material just to fix it with all the cameras, so it looks flawless. And but also the beauty of it is that
C'est en finesse, c'est en douceur, c'est très très difficile.
Yeah, we can use all the cameras he has just to make sure that he's going to get the best angles and the best shot on your hands if you're a magician, and on the props you have. That's why the show was so popular. And also I think that's why also so many magicians in the world, if you look at their promo video, they all take footage from the program.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Because first it looks great, but also you are sure that it was filmed perfectly. So even if it was filmed live, like in the live conditions, so with no cut, no editing, nothing, but just the camera moving from one camera to another to make sure that you get exactly the perfect moment when you do something. So yeah, and it's one of my one of the things I think I'm the happiest with, and I'm the most proud, I would say, is just being on that show was really something. And it meant even more in France, because of course you go and see the girl at the bakery, you go and see doctor,
Yeah.
and you go like, oh my god, yeah. So when are you on TV? When I see you on that show, or when you do close-up magic, it's like, oh, you should go on that show. It's like, oh yeah, I've done it already. Already? Yeah, 5 times. Oh sure. And they're like, and suddenly for some reason you gain more respect, or you're better when you say that. You're not. I
Sure.
mean,
Oh
it
yeah, of
is
course.
the same. It's just you do the same
Yeah.
thing.
A clout
But
thing, you know.
for for them, suddenly you're like, oh
Been
okay.
there, done that. That's a. Do
You-
you guys have that expression like or a
Yeah,
equivalent?
been
So
there, done
someone's like,
that.
"Why don't you go on the plus grand cabaret du monde?"
Well,
Been there, done that. All right. So how do you how do you say been there, done that correctly in French? Like
uh,
how would you?
I don't think there's like an equivalent in French, but you can say I've been there, done that. Oui, j'y suis allé, je l'ai fait. Like
Would that look good on a
I've, I've
T-shirt?
I've
Je
been
suis
there.
allé, je suis fait. Is that it? Like, because you can say been there, done that, got the T-shirt. You know what I mean? That's kind of the full expression. So,
Sounds
uh,
better in English.
yeah, well, naturally,
Yeah.
but I think that could work on a shirt. You could have that on a
Wi-
T-shirt. Been there, done that. Yeah.
yes, yes. Yeah.
How about Boris Wilde, and then on the back, been there, done that, but in French.
I would no. I would first. I would not wear that, and then
I'm gonna wear. No, I'm gonna wear it. I'm gonna wear it. You
thanks
know,
for
there was I didn't pull this up. Maybe I can find it on Facebook. Where we were at a party like around Vancouver, like a after thing after a convention or something. What were we eating? What you and I were like eating something where it looked like a very, very sensual picture when really we were just like chomping down on some. Was it cotton candy? Did we have? It must have been cotton. Was it something like cotton candy or like
uh,
taffy? Oh, now I'm gonna have to find the picture. I tell you what, I'm gonna look for the picture while I'm showing the next video. It was.
I'm not
I
sure
was gonna
about
ask if you got any flack for it
that.
because I
I
expected to and I didn't.
I
You
think
know.
it may have been at the an IBM convention, and it was after, and it was my 30 years of magic. And I think Sean Farquhar was the international president at that time, and they made a cake. I think the cake was, I don't know, it was like blue feeling or something blue, and we ate it, and it was, yeah, and we just
Yeah, something made our teeth
and it
blue or
was
something.
all,
Right,
the
the
tongue
tongues
was
are
all
blue. Okay,
blue.
yeah.
So I think that was
That,
it. I think that
that
was
may
in
have been the cotton candy. Wait, do you know what I'm saying when I reference cotton candy? Do you know what that is?
I know what cotton candy is, barba
Oh,
papa
okay, all right.
in French, but
How do you say cotton candy in French? I have no idea.
barba papa,
Oh, I did know that. Papa.
like
Ah,
the
yeah.
daddy's
Ruma
beard.
Star taught me that a long time ago. Yeah, papa. Yeah, beard of your papa.
Oui.
In pink candy form.
Uh-huh. So,
Uh,
but yeah, I do remember that for sure. Because I think I still see the pictures in my mind of us, like, eating and having that. It was not
I want to
cotton
find
candy.
it, but first, two things. One, I saw you perform that in New. I saw you perform the ring routine in New York for Monday Night Magic. I think it was the first time
Yes,
I
that's
saw it,
true.
and Harrison Greenbaum introduced you. Was
Yes.
the MC.
Oh,
You're already
yes.
laughing. So do you remember the bit that he did?
Oh,
Because
yeah,
it
yeah.
was because that's when I was like, I'm in love with this guy because that bit sold me over. I couldn't stop laughing. I don't even know what happened the rest of the show because I was laughing at that bit for the entire next 45
Oh,
minutes.
yes, of course.
You remember what he said? Yeah, he's like, he says, which we need to talk about that. Why the rings get away with this? There's few effects that we do this with, but he goes, did you see what Boris did? He linked the rings and then he pulled them apart, and then he did it like 17 more times because wild in French means repetition or something to that effect. Or no, it means repetitive. Wild means
Yeah,
repetitive, and
that was it. Exactly.
so one of the first rules we learn of magic, right? Don't do the trick twice. Don't do the trick twice. Don't do. But there's certain effects: sponge balls, the linking rings, ambitious card,
Yeah,
even crazy man's handcuffs.
yeah.
That we insist that the routine cannot stop until we've done the effect multiple times.
Until you like
No,
it.
no, you didn't see it the first time. You must see this again. You must see this more slowly. You must see this, even though I fear you could possibly figure something out from it. You have to see this 5 more times. So, your thoughts? Why is that? Why do certain routines we get away with that?
I I think it's just fun to show a routine where you break the rules. Because like either the spectators know it and they know like, oh yeah, if a magician does something, he will never repeat the effect, because if he repeats the effect, we're gonna catch him and we're gonna find out the method and we're gonna see the trick. Or sometimes it's not that they don't know it, but it's also fun just to say, hey, we know that there's a rule in magic, or maybe you don't know that, but we never repeat an effect because obviously it's based on surprising you. And like, yeah, and if I perform it again, obviously you won't be surprised because you've seen it already. But what if I could perform it again? So maybe you can catch me now. And suddenly people were like, oh, okay, yeah, show us. Come on, monkey boy, show me. So it's like, yeah, and that's funny because it's a nice angle to choose because you're not in front of the audience. Now you're with them, you're next to them, you're beside them, you are on their side. It's like, oh yeah, I would love to see that. And obviously that's the idea. If you do like ambitious card, for instance, it's like, okay, let me do it like slower, or even
Yeah.
more
If you
in
change
the
something, you're not really repeating it because you're
yeah,
doing
we're
it
not really
in a different
repeating it.
way.
Like,
Yeah.
and you can even play with that, and you just do it,
Yeah.
and you're like, yeah, you would not think I would just do it exactly the same. Okay, I'm not that stupid. No, 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 no. Okay, sure, but yeah, this is better now because now you can catch me. Or you do the ambitious card, and then you say, okay, now I'm going to fold it. Yeah, so now there's this card has this very odd shape, and you can follow it. And like if I put it in the middle here, you can see it in the middle. Look, look, look. But then it just pops on the top, like it makes total sense here just to repeat the effect because you want to be on the side of the people, like pretending that you are going to either show us how it works or help us to understand how it works. And that's funny. And the rings is different because you perform to music, so you cannot really have this interaction directly. Um, but it's more like a choreography, and it's more like I don't know, something like very visual that you try to make it every time. So it's even, you get the rings that, move, and then they move a little less, and then they don't move at all and they go through. And what I like in that routine also is that you don't hear the cling, cling, cling all the time. Like I hate it when I see and I hear people doing the rings, and they take the rings and like shling and gling and bring and bring. It's like, oh my god, don't do that. We know it's metal. We have eyes, so we're fine. And as long as you prove from the beginning they're like solid rings of metal, you don't have to like do all that noise. So to
Right, because
overprove, yeah,
that's an interesting question really to ask layman, because once you feel like you know, it sort of changes how you're perceiving the effect. But is it more impressive that two metal objects pass through each other and we didn't hear a sound?
yeah, exactly. That's the
You
angle
know?
I chose. I was like, you know what? Yeah, and even if they question the fact that the rings are metal or anything, it's the way. I mean, the
And,
thing
and
that the ring is made of, we don't care. We just see it's just a closed ring, and so, but
because if we're breaking the laws of physics, should we hear anything? Like if
yeah,
metal passes through each other, it's not making contact because
exactly.
otherwise it couldn't pass through. So technically,
It's
there should be no sound.
it's
Then.
melting. Yeah, that's what I said earlier. That's what I really like in this routine. Is like you can almost see the metal melting, and then you can see it
Yes,
going
it
through.
did. I
Yeah,
mean, there was a couple times I was like, "Huh? Oh, wait, my brain hurts. It looks too good. It's like, wait a minute, it just melted right through. I
yeah,
watched it.
it's weird, and
It's
it's funny because like the day after the act was on TV, I got some of my very good magician friends, and they called me and text me. It's like, where did you find your rings? I mean, what kind of system do you use for those rings? And I'm like, I don't know. Honestly, these rings are the ones I bought like in 1989 at Mephisto in Belgium at that time, and they were super expensive, but they were damn strong and good and heavy, and I love them, and they shine with the light on it. And oh my god, I'm so happy with those rings. But they're just the basic system that you all
they want
use.
to know your secret. They want to know
Yeah,
what was special. Yeah,
No, it's not. It's just the rings that you probably have at home. Maybe if you have a set of linking rings at home, but it's not. The prop. It's what you make with the prop, and it's the same in magic for everything. It's what you make with it, and don't overlook something like the linking rings or sponge balls or anything because yeah, yeah, it's all the streak in the book. I was like, yeah, but it doesn't mean you cannot take something really good out of it and be on national TV with it. Because I never thought I would do national TV with the rings. It happened, and yeah. Ooh,
So here's something that was not on national TV, and
no,
it's one that you could not repeat in person. Now we can show it a couple times because it's very fast. So if you're watching this, I'm gonna show it a couple of times, but it looks amazing.
it's
And here's what's funny to me is we're watching, as you now know if you've been paying attention, Boris is very precise, practiced, um, every entire subtlety of each routine he does, everything choreographed. And here is improv magic with Ruben.
yeah. So it was after FISM in an ice cream shop.
And
So
I
just people know,
no, in a gelato shop. Thank you
it's a
very much.
gelato
We were in
shop. Yeah.
Italy.
It was in
It was a
Italy. Sorry.
gelato.
It was
Yeah,
in
we were,
Rimini, Italy after FISM, late night after one of the shows, and we went to the gelato shop. For some reason, we decided we should film that. And
well,
just,
whenever I get Ruben on, maybe we can remember the whole story. But so I'm the cameraman. I'm the one filming this awesome trick.
and
Check it
Swan,
out. Ready? That looks fantastic. All right, here we go. One more time.
again. So it's one shot. We didn't rehearse. We didn't do like 20 shots.
Yeah, no.
It was just one shot. Yeah.
Oh, that was really fun. I'm glad I caught that. And yeah, that looks so good. Really, really cool. Unexpected improv. See, because I talk a lot about improv as one of something up my sleeve. And it's really interesting for me to see improv done, especially from someone you don't expect to do it. But that's what I try to help people to realize is that good improv comes from being prepared. Comes from being good at what you do and having these skills ready to go at the given moment. So while something seems completely unplanned and thought of at the top of your head, could be from years and years of ideas that you've had that have led up to that and just seem spur of the moment. But really, that's what it comes down to, being prepared. And then sometimes it's because of a meeting of the minds when you have two guys that are both clever getting together and going, hey, let's try this. This could be cool. So I was really happy to capture that moment. That was a quick one. So the next one, of course, you had no idea what was going to happen. It wasn't completely improvised, but no one knew that Cousin Cajun Mike would be taking over my set at 4F and pulling up one of the only Frenchmen we had to work with in the crowd. So I got this one ready. You have to listen carefully. Cajun Mike talks very quickly, so you have to listen slowly.
Wait, look. Wait, oh. You got to shut that light so you don't move. Okay? Okay, look, you take the flashlight, I'll grab it. Okay, take the flashlight. Oh my God, look. Okay, I want to squeeze him real tight so he don't get away. Oh, he hopped away. Wait, you need the flashlight. Right here?
Awesome.
Oh, he's right there. Hold it. Show everybody. Okay, wait, to shine the light so he stays totally still. You're gonna stay still right there. Okay. Now, wait. You got hold your hand. Stay real still. We got this one right here. Look, wait. I see another one right. Oh, now reach up with your right hand on your left shoulder and grab him real. Yeah. That's good. Now, grab him tight. Okay, now we're gonna put one each time. We gotta keep them in the toss. Okay, there you go, like that. We're gonna keep them in the toss. That's good. Now you know the frog call, you gotta go ribbit. Ribbit. You don't know how a frog goes? It goes ribbit. No? Okay, how many frogs? Count again, how many frogs? and put that one away. So how many frogs do we have left? One. Just one.
Just one.
Just one.
Oh, so
Oh
fun.
boy. Oh god, it's so good to see that again. I haven't seen it since then. Oh my gosh.
Now this is a weird example because you don't really expect Cage and Mike to do magic, but is it weird for you being a magician's volunteer? Because people pick a lot on you at 4F. Like they'll pull you up a lot as a volunteer. You see a lot of the same volunteer over and over. I hate it. For one, like as much as I love performing and being on stage, when I have to be the magician's volunteer and I have to just kind of like know that I'm supposed to act human right now and not like upstage him and try to listen and focus and do what he tells me, I hate that. And I'm hoping like none of my volunteers feel that way where they're like, they do not want to be here. I don't like it at all. So like, but you seem to not mind.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, honestly, it stresses me out every time someone asks me to, go on stage and help them. And so here there was a good reason for it because I'm French, so it's working so well because I'm French. So it's okay with that. I can play with it. That's why I can say the word in French. I can say trois instead of three, or play with me,
Yeah.
and we know each other and we're friends. So that's awesome. But yeah, sometimes I'm just like, oh shoot, it's hard to act like a normal person,
Right.
you're a magician. At the same time, this is what they expect from you too, because you're not going to. It's not your stage, it's not your performance. You just need to do, what they want you to do. But on the other hand, there is also this kind of thing between you and him that he knows you are, Michael, Boris, whatever, and you know that you are not like a regular person. And sometimes you think maybe he's expecting me to do something, or maybe he's planning me to say something or do something so he can play with it and then do a joke about it. And if you don't do it, maybe you would, put it in trouble, or maybe
It's a lot of pressure.
you would be
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, I would look like an idiot or a jerk by trying to, say something funny, which is not meant to be funnier than him, but just like to help him in his presentation because he is expecting him that from you, but finally not. Like, oh my god, it's so confusing. So that's
Yeah,
why,
it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
That's the exact same way that I feel at that moment, and
Yeah.
not knowing what they expect of you. And that's why improv skills are so important, because you start really learning that whole pattern of how to go back and forth with someone. And like what happened there seems so natural. The flow, in fact, so much so that I'm sure you knew the frog was on your shoulder, but you can't tell that you knew. It seems that you didn't know, and in most circumstances they shouldn't, and that's the idea, is that they should actually, if everything goes well, hopefully the frog really to them looks like it appears on their shoulder.
Yeah.
But there's really no reason that you wouldn't have seen that a mile away, but you can't tell by the way it's being played, which makes it still funny because you instinctively knew I'm not supposed to know about that, and so I'm going
Yeah.
to follow. And didn't I think I did something you couldn't. I mean, my cousin did that. You couldn't pull off with a normal Muggle, in that at some point you end up holding the flashlight and the frog at the same time. So you had the frog. You were one ahead. The volunteers were one ahead. I don't think this routine actually. I hadn't been able to really expand on it, but I don't think it would work the same way, because who but a magician buddy's gonna not go. Hey, you forgot something here. There's a whole extra frog over here.
Yeah, exactly. I just realized that when watching the video here, and I just saw me holding my hand, and I see that, and I'm like, what the hell? I mean, that's how on. Oh, damn it. Yes. Okay, fine. It's just like, okay. I was playing along, and it was fun. That was the idea. And it's also nice
So
because, yeah, that's when we are like, when people see like two magicians playing with each other, and I'm like, oh god, I didn't see it. It's like, oh my god, they can even fool each other in, between magicians. So I love that. I just saw a picture here that worries me a little bit. Okay.
Well, you were right. It was okay. The cake was the blue.
Yeah.
So this is not what I was thinking of. this may even be a different event entire. I don't know if it was the cake. No. It's I think that's the one you were referring. It maybe it was the same time, but and it could be a video. But it was basically of you and I were eating either the same drink, the same cotton candy, or the same piece of cake.
I think it was.
You know, we were basically doing like a lady. We had like this Lady and the Tramp moment, but with a cake instead of spaghetti or something. I didn't think it was cake.
I think it was the cake. I think it was from at the IBM convention when they surprised me for my 30 years of magic, and I got a plaque and a cake. And I think that was that time, 2015, I think, or something.
Well, you remembered about the blue tongue, so you're probably right, and I probably don't even remember. Probably, yeah. We've had a whole Disney theme, Boris. First, you were talking about the Princess and the Frog,
Princess and the Frog, Lady and the Tramp, the Aristocrat,
then Little Mermaid, and then Lady and the Tramp. You were talking about the Aristocats.
The Aristocrat. We can talk about my fiance. That's gonna be Beauty and the Beast. We can do anything. I mean that works pretty great.
So fiance, does that mean that is there a time limit? Like, so if anybody watching this knows, like at a certain point, Boris is off the market. So don't get your hopes up.
He's been off the market for a long time now.
Well, but it's official at a certain. You have a date picked out, or is this one of these like we're going to be engaged and see how that feels over the next 10 years and then go from there?
Oh no. We got plans.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we know.
All right. Is it going to be a Disney themed wedding?
Well, I proposed at Disneyland Paris. So
did you really? Oh wow, you are really into Disney. Okay, did you really? Or are you just telling me that? Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. There was the castle at the back, and there was this giant heart made with leaves and flowers and everything during summertime, and it was just beautiful. You could see the castle, at the back.
See, I want to make fun of you so bad, but I so want that. Like I would love that. I would say yes. I would have to. Like, there's no way. That's awesome. And I hadn't planned on. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sorry, we're both Disney. We're both big Disney fans.
Definitely.
So that would make even more sense, obviously.
I hadn't planned on showing the kiss routine simply because I don't feel that a video does it justice. I feel like something like that you should experience. But I realized that other than the ring routine, we're not really. I haven't shown people, your romantic, and other than the picture with the cake, I mean, so that they can tell. I haven't shown people your romantic side. So this shows them a little bit, but the kiss routine is definitely a different type of magic because of the emotion behind it, and I would say that definitely romance is a major theme there.
Yeah, it's a love story with cards, but without playing cards and without me talking.
Is there just a promo of it or a teaser without me showing the whole routine?
There is a teaser. Yes, you can find a teaser, like a little trailer teaser online.
Is it on like your YouTube?
Is, yes, it should be on my YouTube. I'm not sure. You know what? I don't even know. I think the full video is on my website, but on my YouTube channel, you should be able to find just the teaser, the trailer. It's about a minute.
Okay.
But yes,
I'll do that because I'm still showing the Fool Us, and that's the first one that appears right on your YouTube page. Is you on Fool Us? Is that the first video, or is that a montage? That's the first. That's
it
the first
is.
video. Okay.
Yes. No. It is the it's the Fool Us appearance. Yes, it's right there.
Fooled by French magician. That just like for some reason it's like that just sticks the knife in deeper. Like I'm just reading the title there under the video. Penn and Teller, fooled by French magician. Just like they had no French in there.
He's
like,
French, but he can
not
still.
only did he fool us, he was French. Damn it.
Well, there are not so many French magicians who appear on the show and who fooled Penn and Teller. So hey, there have been few before me, and they're like, oh, great. But we're not. We're just a little group now, a little club. So yeah,
gotta represent.
Gotta represent, yes,
and show that like, hey, you say what you want about France, but you know what? We can fool people. We
do not only surrender. Sometimes we just fool.
Right. We can be deceptive. Yeah, you probably didn't realize how deceptive
But
French can be.
yeah, but for the kiss act,
not just the
probably
language.
for the kiss act, I mean, you're right not to show it. And sometimes I would even say, yes, just wait until you see it live. Or if you want to see it on video, go and see it and discover it. Because the trailer like pretty much gives away a lot of things, like, you know, one of some of the
The one right now, the one I'm about to show of the kiss. Is that
oh,
what
you can, because I'm pretty sure here, like lots of magicians, I've seen it at a convention sometime, or
Okay.
seen it on video, so it's okay, it's fine.
Okay.
But yeah,
I'll show that here. And thank you, Abel, for finding it.
So it's parts of a live performance I did at the close-up gallery, in the close-up gallery of the Magic Castle, and I just tried to do like a little like a little minute, just an overview of what it is. But obviously, yes, you have to. There's no music here, which is good, because the Kiss Act is the music in the Kiss Act is very important, and yeah, even if you see that, you haven't heard like the real music I'm using, obviously, and that's makes it even more powerful and
more powerful when you see it in person. But having seen just this much, I think I'd like to circle back to two magicians walk into a bar in Quebec. You do an act called The Kiss. The drink of the night was the French kiss. You do magic, and you're from France, and you asking me how should I approach that girl? I want to talk to her. I don't know what to say. Now do you realize that, especially everyone now having just seen that trailer, how ridiculous that is? You could throw away your magic feather, Dumbo. The power is within you. The power is within you. And yes, that's like the fifth Disney reference.
It's like, okay, Dumbo now because
yeah. Throw away the magic feather. You have the power. Your act is the Kiss Act. Yes. Do you remember that the French kiss was the drink special?
I just remember now because you told me, and I was like, yes, damn it, there's no coincidence. We just
like my brain was hurting because there was too many opening lines. There was too many openings to talk to these girls that I was immobile because there was like it was overload. Like, and the drink, I was basically going, and the drink is called the French kiss, and I couldn't even take it. And you're like, I don't know what to. I was gonna write it all down, and like, here, try one after the other. Just keep like stand up, walk over, come back, crunch it, throw it away. Try the next one. Would you like a French kiss? No, the drink. It's a special. I'll be right back.
That would probably not the best move to do. That little too straightforward. So that's no.
So I'm probably doing this completely out of order of what I will do when, and it's going to be a shortened version.
3 and then question 9 and then 6.
Well, that's usually out of order. Yeah, so you're right. So I don't even know why I'm explaining that, except that I will probably show the Fool Us toward the beginning because, we know what magicians really care about. Or at least most of the viewers. The artistic ones loved the first part of this, but we know what you people want to see. But so anyway, I'm going to show that now, and then of course I'd like to hear more about it. I have never done the show, so every time I'm watching here, I'm looking for notes. I'm looking to figure out like what can I do, assuming that show that they are going to continue because I think I don't know. I hadn't heard. I didn't know about the other one not being around that was what 3 years ago. So don't come to me for your news necessarily, but hopefully it will be continuing. And later we can do this again so I can show you what I have in mind. And I'd love to pick your brain and get any advice from someone who has not only been on the show, but spoiler alert, I already said it anyway. He did fool him, and that's what's funny is because he's French. Now let me make sure I have it queued up. Oh, I think it played the yes. That should be the one, and almost. Hold on, let's see. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. And then I'll let you go, Boris. I know you need rest. It's really late for you there. So after this, we'll schedule another time that we can come back and talk more about Lady and the Tramp and other Disney movies. All right.
Bonjour, my name is Boris White and I come from Paris, France. Some people think just because I'm French, I'm very suave and romantic. Well, it's pretty accurate. I love to play with emotions in my signature act.
What's the
And
title?
I love to play music because music is a wonderful way to just tell a story even without talking. But thinking about my act through Penn and Teller's eyes has allowed me to strip my act down and try to get inside the mind of Penn and Teller. Of course, hopefully to fool them. Penn, Teller, get ready. It's gonna be wild.
It's gonna be wild.
With two randomly selected world-famous magicians, please welcome Boris Wilde.
Thank you. Thank you. Bonjour, Penn. Bonjour, Teller. It's a great honor to be here with you today. But I must say, it was a big challenge to come up with something special for your show because, of course, I want to fool you, but for that, we have to be very, very good. So with this routine, I try to imagine what you would say, how you would talk in your tricky little codes. And I spent so much time doing this that I actually began hearing your voices in my head while I perform.
What a bunch of nonsense. This guy created a way to hear my thoughts in my voice. There would be real magic.
See? Did you hear that? I told you.
did.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
Sound a lot like me.
But now, for the trick.
The Frenchie is not using a fresh deck, which means he's got the cards set the way he wants them.
Well, yes. So it's probably better if we use a brand new deck of cards that comes straight from the factory. Yep, and yep. Penn, would you please choose
Phoenix.
any deck you want, anyone you want?
Indeed.
Right here, all right, we don't need those. And let me open this one here for you. And obviously the cards are in brand new deck order. Yes, so I'm going to shuffle them. Yes, and Taylor, I mean, it's funny because when I do this shuffle here, it's like I can hear you thinking and Penn doing the talking for you.
Teller says watching you do that shuffle makes him think you know a lot about the ancient Egyptian pharaohs.
Yeah, the Egyptian pharaohs, yes. So that's why it's better, I think. Could you please shuffle the cards yourself so that we know that everything is absolutely fair from the beginning? Yes. Nice. Very good. Thank you. Good. Oh, well, but even though you may think...
He probably peeked at the bottom card to make it the key of the trick.
Well, yes, I could have. So could you please cut and complete? So now I know absolutely nothing about this deck. Right. Thank you. Great. Taylor, in one moment, I will ask you to pick a card in that deck here. But I don't want you to open the spread a little wider somewhere, or you may think...
Teller thinks you're trying to make him take a particular card.
So, no, make sure, no, make sure you really, really take any card, yes? And also, I will look away, because you probably think...
He's going to look at the cards.
But no, I swear, I promise, I'm not looking. Please take any cards you like, anyone you like. Yeah, I'm not looking. Yeah, you got one? Remember it, show it to everyone in the audience at home, to Penn too, please. And Penn, in case you're thinking...
Now he's going to control the card.
No, I will not control it. So could you please put it back here?
No.
Yeah, so now
I
it's
said
lost
no.
in the deck. And... Also, I will perfectly square the cards so there is nothing to see. Or you may think,
He's doing something sneaky to help him find the card.
nope, and I leave the cards on the table. So guys, is it possible for me to know anything about Taylor's card right now? Most people would say no. But these two are thinking,
Yes.
and they are right. And that's why I want you to shuffle the cards again. So now you think,
Damn, he can't know the card or its position in the deck now.
yes. Yep, thank you. But I promised to find it, so I will do it with a free choice from you, Pen. Could you please name any number between 1 and 52, please?
3.
3. Oh, wow. Okay, that's a small number, but yes, 3. Okay. It's funny because I can hear.
That French guy did not use a magician's choice for my number. Is there really any number?
Yes. But yes, it's true. But you said 3.
I did.
All right. So let's have a look at the third card in the deck. 1, 2, 3. Is it just me, or do you hear them thinking?
Let's watch closely to see if he does any funny moves. But if the card is somehow in that position, wow.
For the very first time, Pen, please, can you tell us the card that Taylor chose earlier?
2 of spades.
That right? 2 of spades?
Yes.
Could you please take the cards and show to the audience the third card in the deck? Please show to everyone the card. What is it? Is that it? Is that the 2 of spades? Yes? Oh my God, a miracle! We made it! Oh wow! Yes! Wait, because I see the faces. Maybe one final thought?
I think he fooled us.
Thank you so very much for helping.
Hello.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
That was very impressive. I don't know if I've ever seen Pen make my expression.
Thank you.
Are you happy?
Oh, yes. It's a pleasure to be here. It's Vegas, Penn and Teller, the best magicians in the world here, this show. Come on.
Was it your intention to leave both of them speechless?
My idea was just to, come here and just perform something for them
She
that
made
they
a
would
joke.
enjoy.
Yes, she did.
Did you come up with this trick just for them?
Yeah, I created this trick first, and it's true. What I said at the beginning is very true. For each routine, I was like, okay, what would they think? They would think this, they would think that. Okay, well, and I started to hear them. I'm like, when they talk now, nobody knows what they're saying. But what if we could hear them, but not after? During the performance, just like and I put all the things together, and that was it.
Brilliant. All right. What do you think, Boris? Should we find out if you fooled them?
Well, I would love to hear them, of course.
All right.
Boris, will you allow me to actually speak for myself now? Can I speak?
Your ventriloquist.
The idea of doing our thoughts and how we speak in code and the way we think was just brilliant and original and beautiful and frighteningly close to what we really were thinking at those times. You could almost have passed it off as a mind reading act. Those are not just clipped things that I said before. Some of those things I'm fairly certain I never said. That is actually cloning my voice. Now, we caught you on a few things we kind of sort of think. But neither Teller nor I could remember. And I'm gonna trust you. I want an honest answer. Did you square up the deck before I said the number 3? Or did I say the number 3 and then you squared up the deck?
No, it was squared before you said the number.
It was fully squared when I said the number 3.
It was.
In that case, would you use my cloned voice to say what you wanted to say?
I think you fooled us.
Wow.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Nice. I want that trophy. I'm just gonna come visit you in France and steal it from you. Wow. All right. So they were handling the cards at the end. I love the way he asks questions. I love the way that it's such a great show because of the fact that they can talk about magic. That's kind of what I want this to be, the fact that we can talk about magic. The people that are in the know will learn things that other people will be intrigued. They don't necessarily, there's no way you could teach me your kiss act over the phone and think that we're letting a secret out. You know what I mean? But what I'm confused on is what they had the cards in their hand. So I wasn't sure why he needed to ask you.
Well, the thing is that the producers tell you in advance that obviously they are going to talk. When Addison asking you a question. Oh, by the way, here you could see the little interview that Addison does after the performance. I don't know here. I never timed it, but it's probably like a minute. Yeah. In reality, it's 10 minutes.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's way longer. So they talk a lot, of course, because they had also to prepare how to talk to the magician later using codes, obviously. So they can't just, talk for like 60 seconds and finally, and they're like, okay, guys, now it's your turn. And it's like, okay, how can we tell him that he's using spells with his coins and stuff? And it's like, yeah. So they had to figure out a way, an angle to talk about your performance and either give you like codes and hints and clues here and there by using some kind of strange words for muggles, but obviously you get that and you understand that they got you, and of course they know how you did the trick, or they just find another way to tell you, yes, of course. We thought it was
well, even his hand movements when he was asking about squaring the deck is what helped me to realize why he would be asking. But the fact that they were handling the cards at that point means that he probably didn't really need to ask. And that's one thing that I noticed because I have no idea. So, and I usually don't. I'm one of those. I'm not one of those magicians that fakes it all the time. It's like, yeah, of course I know 12 different ways. Like, look, I am blown away and fooled all the time, and I love it. But everything was so clean. Everything's
they know. I mean, I think Mike Close already told that, but when they start talking to the performer, they already know if they've been fooled or not. But sometimes they still need to ask a question just for the conversation, and also just for the show, for the TV, just to be like, okay, we think that we saw this, but we don't remember this or that. And
I know why they did that. We have one of my friends is watching. His name's Crindash, and that's the one trick that he knows. And so that's exactly why Penn brought it up, because he wanted to rule that out for Crindash in case he was thinking, oh, I wonder. And now he knows that that one method is not how it's done.
Yeah, well, yes, that's the thing. I mean, the producers tell you, like, whenever at the end, when Penn tells you, about your act and give you, like, some hints, etc., you just, they have been talking for like several minutes, so they won't give you all the details and all the little things. But by the end, when they say, well, based on that, we don't think that you fooled us. And so you're like, okay, fine. Okay, he doesn't have to explain everything in detail. But when they start talking, I mean, they pretty much know in advance. And sometimes the producers, they might ask you a question. And I was like, okay, I hope that's not going to happen to me, because I want to make sure that I understand well. English is not my native language. I can understand, I can pick it up. But, when you're on stage and the light and TV and they're there and it's super stressing and terrifying. So I was like, I don't want to look like
Plus we have so many new pronouns.
Yeah.
And
and that's like,
they're pretty sharp. They realized pretty early on that you were French, and you didn't know till you were 12. And so I mean, they obviously they know their stuff.
They had to put subtitles in the intro because apparently my English was not enough. So I was like, okay, fine. Okay, sure.
So here's the question I want to probably close with, and that will be very beneficial to me. And then if there's anything else you want to share about the experience, I would love to hear it. But after that, I've already taken more of your time than I planned. But of course, we're on Central Time, which works differently. So 45 minutes in Paris is very different than in New Orleans. Very different. Which
Indeed.
this could be a 3-hour show easily.
Yeah. It's like, yeah.
What the question is this? What did wait? No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, it just feel like 10 minutes here because yeah, I'm on French time, so it's not even Greenwich. It's 1 hour after. So yeah, we're good.
And so wait, what time is there? The difference is should be almost midnight then. No, almost 10.
It's 10. It's
7
10
7.
p.m.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Oh yeah. You're a young man. 10 is fine.
Yeah.
So my question is, what did you not choose? I'm guessing a lot of thought went into what you were going to actually perform. And if you're anything like me, a lot of thought, because after 7 years of thinking about it, I still don't know. And so what I want to know is, what did you not do? What did you decide against performing for the Penn and Teller Fool Us?
Yes. Yeah, a quick, yeah, if I want, I can talk about Fool Us for for a few minutes only, just a quick thing, just to let you know about the background and everything. Yeah, it's season 7 here. So I've waited like pretty much 7 years, even more, because they had a little hiatus between the British seasons and the ones they filmed in the US. So yeah, at first I was like, I don't think the concept is for me. I don't think the concept fits me. I don't do magic to fool people. I mean, I do magic to entertain them. And, given, what we talked about earlier and how I like to, put emotion and convey emotions in my performances, I thought maybe if there's one day a show that's called, I don't know to say it in English well, but maybe Enchant Us, something like that. Like, do something and people are like,
Enchant Us?
Oh, yeah, Enchant Us. Like, oh, wow.
Wait a minute. Is that a Disney movie? Enchanted? Was that a Disney?
Yeah, okay, we got another.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
And so here we go. So maybe that. And then the more I was watching Fool Us and the seasons, and the show evolved also. And then I realized that more and more people were going there, and it was not about just showing a trick to fool them. And there were like very well-respected, very famous magicians going there just to perform some really good magic for them. And Penn and Teller being fooled or not was not like the main thing. And later I realized that some of my good friends did the show, and the producers also, that's one of the very first things they tell you. It's like, yes, I mean, it's a TV show. We need like a hook at the end, like a little suspense, so people watch and say, oh, will he fool? Will he not fool? Or will she fool? Will she not fool? Oh, okay, yeah, fine. But they want just to showcase the best magic in the world, and they want to bring like the best magicians in the world, where they are going to show something maybe a little more unique and specific to the show. And why do I explain all this? It's because this is why I realized, hey, that would be a good opportunity to be on the show and do something special for them. Because if you do Fool Us, you get two options. First option is you can do your FISM act, or you can do the act you're known for. And we have seen, and you have seen very good performers being on the show, doing the act, the one that they do in festival conventions everywhere. And I talked to a few of them, and they were like, you know what, I'm not going to fool them with that. I mean, it's a great act. I love it. It's the act, that make a living out of it, and it's great. And I got great success everywhere. But for that particular show, I don't think that's going to fool Penn and Teller. But it's okay. I just come here because they wanted me to perform it, and I'm going to get some great footage. And it's in Vegas, and Penn and Teller, they will give you, because they're great. I mean, I had the chance to talk with them a little bit after my performance, and they are just wonderful, very caring, and yes, so they just want to show the best magicians. They don't need to do that show, but they do it because they just realize that it's their chance and their opportunity for them as very well-respected legends of magic. They appeared on The Simpsons and everywhere. They don't need to do that show, but they want to show magic and magicians doing their best.
Yeah, they're bringing in world-class talent. It's a place to see world-class talent that you're not going to see that conglomeration.
Exactly.
Anywhere,
You see Paul Gilbert, Parkour. I mean, it's all these huge names.
That's what the Plus Grand Cabaret du Monde had going as well, is that you knew you were seeing world-class entertainment.
Yeah, you saw all the best acrobats and clowns and magicians and on the Plus Grand Cabaret du Monde. And Fool Us is now the same thing. It's like it's just simply the best magic show in the world when it's focused only on magic, and you can see a mix of like new generation, younger and well-established performer doing things that doing like acts and routines and shows that you might not see anywhere else. And that's the angle I chose. At some point I was like, you know what, I could go there and do the kiss act. I don't think I'm going to fool them with that. But they would just probably say something nice about how poetic it is, and it changed from like the card tricks that you may have seen, blah, blah, blah. Fine. Or I can just play the game and be like, hey, I can try to find a routine that will hopefully fool them. I don't know. But that's going to be special for them just for that show, because that's the fun of it. So that's the angle I chose after thinking about it and be like, okay, maybe it's the right time now. And 7 is my number. So I've been, I was born in July 7 on the 17th at 7 a.m. And so 7 has been like a number for me. And when season 7 came up and the auditions were open, I was like, you know what? Okay, maybe I can give it a try. And that would be fun. So
what season are they on now? If they're gonna have the next season, what is it?
Season 7 was split in 2 because of COVID. So
this would be season 8.
Yeah, after season.
That's my number. That's my number then. That's gonna be my number then. Yeah.
That's
8. I love 8. 8 is great. 8 is great.
Yep.
Say 8. Say 8.
It's already filmed, so now they're casting season 9.
I'm at 9. 9 is my favorite number, actually. 9's gonna. I love 9. I think it's like a magic number. It's because it's 3 times 3.
That's exactly.
And 9. I was born in the 9th month, and 9 is no in German, and I'm used to German girls telling me no. So I mean, I think it's meant to be. No. It's meant to be. Yeah.
Yeah, I just hope that they would. Yeah, you would not get like a 9 from them. Like, nope.
9
won't.
But 9 fool us.
Michael, you should really, really do it, and it's gonna be fun.
Well, I have an idea, but I can't talk about it now.
No, of course,
but that's why I want to have another real phone call with you, and maybe maybe I might do that. I was talking to Abel today that we might make a segment of this type of broadcast where the purpose is developing an act. I just have to be careful how I go about it, because of the fact that you don't, you got to be careful what you reveal, the uniqueness about what you're doing. But some of it you've seen. What my thought process so far is based on not any of my close-up stuff that you've seen, the fork act, but the comedy stage act that we brought to FISM that I did with Kitty Chaos. Some of the tricks and principles in there, I feel like could go a long way.
Exactly. Yeah. Bring something special. It's nice that you watch all the seasons and the episodes and the acts, because you can really see why some acts maybe stand out more than some others. And in my case, I had no idea that the video would become viral, and I had all this thing. It was crazy, but because also with the voice and everything, that just was a mix. It was not only about the routine, but also with the voice. So, but that was my goal. I was like, I want to show something there that I cannot do anywhere else. That's why I've never done it before, and I would never do it after. And people were like, oh, will you release it? Will you describe it? Will you perform it again in conventions? And I'm like, no, I just cannot. First, because they have to be there. We're talking about Penn's voice here.
Right. Yeah.
So without Penn, it doesn't make any sense. And if I use another voice, it doesn't make any sense. If I don't use the voice, it will not work, because the voice is part of the method. So that's not going to work out. And
it's the magic of the moment. And that brings me back to why improv is strong, because you just created a moment that cannot be duplicated.
Exactly.
That's true magic. That's true magic for everybody involved.
I saw Mark Paul, the British mentalist, one day on the Parkinson show, and he did any card, any number routine. And I always remember that, because I looked at that and it was live, and it was like, oh, shoot, what the hell? It was so strong. And I don't think he has ever, described it or sell it or whatever after. And honestly, I would not want that, because I want to keep that feeling of like wonder or being stunned, and I'm like, oh my god, that's what I want. And that's what also I try to keep with my act here, because it's something that I would like to see too, and be like, I don't want to know, and I don't want to see it not as good because I need to adapt it in a different show because they are not there, and it's like it doesn't make any sense. So yeah, and I analyze the show. I was like, okay, how the stage, where they are. It's Penn talks, Taylor doesn't talk. They use codes. They are talking or they're thinking of stuff when they see the performer doing. They are talking after the act is over. So how can I use all these things that people know and put them together in my act? So I use the codes, so I use Penn's voice, so I use their thoughts when I perform. So I can, and then we can create a routine that has all this and that only fits Full House. And I think that's also why I got selected to be on the show, because the producers realized that I worked. I put some lot of work and thought in it just for the show, and it's obvious that it's just for them, and I cannot do it anywhere else. So that's my recommendation. I mean, if you want to play the game, if you want to just not to perform your act that you usually do, which is great.
Right.
I mean, first recommendation is go there and do the act you perform already 500 times or more, because no stress, because the stress there is awful. So if you just do something that you know perfectly, fine. Here, in my case, it was the first time I was doing it. So I've never shown it to anyone before. Nobody knew about it. No one. No one. So it's nerve-wracking, obviously, especially when you bring them to the table. Second recommendation is like, if you can leave them at their seat, do it, because when they're there, the tension goes super high. And in my case, just a quick funny story. In my case, I just quickly realized that when you see the show and when you see a close-up guy bringing Penn and Teller at the table first, not everybody does it. So again, every time I see them using Penn and Teller and not spectators, I'm like, good.
Yeah.
You know it's going to be harder. Second here is that when it's close-up, they're usually in front of you. So you perform, they're in front of you, and of course their back is turned to the audience. In my case, I could not have that because I'm using Penn's voice, it's deepfake voice, and if they are turning their back to the audience when the voice is on, the audience will never know if it's a voice or if it's Penn actually talking, because it's so realistic, the voice, and I cannot have that. So I need to have them next to me. So when there's the voice, people realize it's not Penn saying it, and they can also see Penn's face reacting to it, and Taylor, obviously, but even more Penn because he's the one supposed to talk. And that's a big difference. They're not in front of you. They are next to you. So for angles and everything, it's a nightmare. So
you could have played Teller's voice, because you could have picked any voice you wanted. You could have made him. You could have had it sound like Mickey Mouse or something.
At first, to be honest, I thought we should have a second voice, and it has to be like a funny voice. I'm like, oh, finally, we can hear what Teller really sounds like.
Or he sounds like Morgan Freeman in real life or something. Like, that's all you would expect.
Yeah, that would be cool. But quickly, we just realized we should keep the exact, thing, like Penn doing the talk, and Teller can still do things, and Penn say, oh yeah, Teller thinks this and that, and he does it all the time. So we just preferred to do that, and we only had to do one deepfake voice, which was, the other one would not have been, obviously it could have been any voice, but if it was Morgan Freeman, we would have need to make like another deepfake voice. That would have been a little more difficult because
that's a lot of the workload is putting the voice together, more so than the trick and the mechanics, and really there didn't seem to be much because everything was so clean that we're seeing your hands move very, very slowly and openly. So I feel like there's more sleight of hand involved in actually getting Penn's voice somehow.
It was a full process between the routine itself, then the voice, and then make sure that the routine and the voice would go well together. Because when I started to rehearse at first, it didn't look or sound good. I was just doing my thing, and I got interrupted by the voice, and then I was keep doing, and then again I get interrupted by the voice. That's what it felt like. That's what it sounded like. and it felt like chopped. It was not like smooth, and I was like, oh damn it, maybe that was not a good idea, because it would never go well, because I have to talk and then of course hear Pens and react to his voice, and I try to, blend all this together so it doesn't have this effect, so it feels like smooth and just a conversation between him and me, even if he's not really like talking, but it's his voice or his thoughts when I perform. So that was hard. I mean, I don't know how many hundreds of times I rehearsed it just to make sure I get that, but it's a one full year of work and process between the genesis and the time it was on TV. So yeah, but
Well, excellent. Well done. Really fun. That the entire thought process behind that show has been really cool and intriguing, which is why I would love to be a part of it. Whereas there's a lot of shows that I wouldn't even bother. This is one, like you said, that it protects the art of magic and complements your act regardless of whether you're winning or losing. It's not the point. But because of how it protects magic and the art that we love, that's why I have so much respect for it. Love that you were able to do this today. I'm sorry that you weren't feeling well. I'm so happy that I'll be able to include you on our third episode. Now the magic is going to be, how do I cut this down to like 20 minutes? Because I don't know if you noticed, we've been talking for 2 hours now. So I have my work ahead of me because I got to figure out how do I show them the best of Boris from what I have here. But I knew getting into it, that's what it's going to be like.
It's your time now to do the real magic and just make me disappear for like over, I don't know, less than 2 hours. Good luck, my friend.
Well, so I'll do it on Paris time, and then it'll be fine. So no problem.
Yeah,
we'll be able to shrink it down.
Absolutely.
Cool. And hopefully we'll do it in person pretty soon. I'm going to close it out with showing your promo again to everybody so they can appreciate that. And we'll say goodbye to Boris, and I'll be in touch soon so we can catch up some more. And I'll be closing the stream in just a moment. Thank you so much, my friend. Boris Wild, ladies and gentlemen. And look, applause all the way from Paris, as you can see.
Thanks for having me.
Beautiful job. All right, we'll talk again soon. Au revoir, mon ami. All right. And as this plays out, maybe if we find somebody to raid, I'll be happy to do that. Oh, Corbin, yeah. I think Corbin even knows who I am. Oh, good. That was a ring look. That's amazing. The rings look so good. Yeah, I guess if you are able to, are you able to rig the raid? Okay, cool. Let me just make sure, which one am I tapped into here? Am I not that magic Mike? And thank you, Corinne. Thank you, Nelly, for being here. And for anybody who's watching the VOD, this is going to be cut into a shorter segment to use for February 15th when we have the third episode of Something Up My Sleeve. We'll have plenty of amazing footage with Boris, and we're also going to have guest Eric Leclerc on that episode as well. And I already have, actually it's going to be easy, I already have footage of Eric too from when he came down here to New Orleans and we filmed the first official non-official episode of Two Magicians Walk Into a Bar. So we're now going to send the viewing raid on Twitch over to my friend Corbin, who is a virtual reality streamer and also does a lot of two-dimensional games as well as many other things, and knows a lot about the tech side of all of this kind of stuff. So everybody show some support and say hello to Corbin, or do like we do in Germany and say Guten Corbin. That's it's German for good Corbin. All right, let's do it. Yep. Guten Corbin. Guten Corbin, welcome here. Hi, Guten Corbin. Yay. I need a tagline since we don't see freaks in the house right now. There he is. All right, so I can end broadcast. So I'll do that. Thank you, Boris. I guess I have to call him back. I can't talk to him after. Oh, maybe. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, there we go.